Five here, then.
Okay.
Do the introduction. And we're live. Welcome to Beers with Bad Company. I'm your host, Bad Company, the beer man himself. Look, if you're a minor, don't drink on YouTube. Pretty sure it's against the law. Everybody else, bottoms up. Fun times tonight. What do you got there? Well, before we go any further, JJ Jackson, I got no idea who the fuck he is, but I was told we're putting him on the show tonight. So nice to meet you.
Nobody knows who the fuck I am.
Oh, that's
Yeah. That's the grippler's bullshit. He's a little special. He's
yeah.
Yeah. So what are you drinking there?
You know what? It's pretty much a secret, only because I don't drink alcohol, but this is a cream soda that I stole from my son's stash in the fridge. So he's gonna
there's no
watch
alcohol
this.
in it.
No. I've never had a drink. I've never drank, so I still don't drink. So
Carnegie, what the fuck?
I know Ian might
Who are
not
you
know.
inviting on my goddamn show?
I didn't know that.
Evan,
Motherfucker, the show is called Beers with Bad Company. If you're not coming
I
up here
didn't
to
know
drink some
that.
beers with Bad Company, what the fuck are we doing here, guys?
Listen, you know what? This is why I have the beer. Look, you don't need it's a Corona. Look,
I went from not drinking.
I'm gonna pretend that there's a fucking rewind button, and this time just fucking lie to me, dickhead. All right, JJ, nice to meet you. What are you drinking there, buddy?
I got a nice ice cold Corona right here.
You fucking liar. You don't even drink, you piece of shit.
Yeah,
Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, brother?
Where's your fucking wine?
My wine? I'm not drinking tonight.
What?
Oh, see? Yell at him.
Jesus.
He yells at me all the fucking time, bro. This ain't nothing new to me.
It's just Tuesday. It's one night a fucking week.
Brandon.
Yeah, I gotta fucking fire everybody and get like fucking cool people to drink with. Because all remind me of like every time Brandon Allen sets a new fucking pinch grip fucking world record.
Let's do a Saturday show and I'll drink with you. I'm trying not to drink during the weeks.
There you go.
Well, I'm busy doing like professional level drinking on Saturdays though. You never keep up.
There is levels to it. I should drink this week. I fucking felt like shit.
Would you like to go ahead? I can see the fucking veins in your fucking forehead throbbing that you haven't got to talk in like 7 minutes.
I've only been on for one.
Carnegie, not you.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Hey, Brandon, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, brother?
This is it. So I just want to introduce everyone to JJ Jackson. He's going to be my U.S. contact for Mac. And how that came to be. Well, we talked about doing a practice. He said, "Hey, I got a club down in Rochester. We'd love to try your tables." They offered to buy one. I said, "Well," I said, "they're not really ready because they were still in the prototype phase." But I was super happy to come down to Rochester and meet the club and have them try. Everyone loved it. I mean, according to JJ, he said everyone loved it. And then he introduced me to his venue guy, Chris Brayman. And that guy was really fucking awesome. And then we got talking and basically we decided, hey, why don't we do the first Mac event here? Because there's already tons of support and Chris is giving us the venue for free and it's beautiful. Hey, JJ, why don't you speak on that?
Yeah, actually, right. Chris Brayman, he owns East Ridge Billiards, which is our clubhouse. Basically, we practice there every week, and he graciously welcomed us there. I've been friends with Chris for a lot of years, and he's got a great venue there with a lot of room and a beautiful bar, and it's 7,000 square foot, and it's got a nice setup for events and arm wrestling, and it's a really nice atmosphere. So. We've been there for a little while now, and Ian came down with the boys and brought a couple tables, and we had a great time at the practice, and there was a lot of positive feedback, about with the table, and ever since that practice, Ian and I have kind of been working a little bit together with maybe getting something going here and using our venue as one of the places to hold some events.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Brandon.
How
Are you doing
do I
that
get stuff?
yourself, or
How do I
Evan?
get stuff like Brandon's got?
So if you go on your screen, there's that little dot menu.
Oh
Click
my
on
God.
that, and then go down to blur my background or choose virtual backgrounds or video filter.
Okay.
I just learned this just now on the fly, so I'm like play with it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That top menu. So
Because I
basically,
wasn't
yeah.
distracting at all. I'm just sitting there. I'm trying to listen to JJ, but I can't stop
Dude,
focusing
I'm
on you.
I'm trying to
Are you
block
suggesting I'm
Brandon.
distracting? Are you distracting him?
I'm trying to block Brandon's view with my fingers so I can remember what I'm trying to say.
We can get through this, yeah. Yeah,
So
we've developed a really close friendship. I love what he stands for. I mean, he arm wrestles. You know what he reminds me, Evan, is how you were when you first got in and you hit every show and you were practicing sometimes 5 days a week. And I mean, when Evan fell in love with arm wrestling, it's all he could think of or do, or you know, yeah.
Now
And
he's stuck.
that's where JJ's at. And he just went. Where was it? New York? Was it New York City, or where'd you go?
it was Fishkill, New York. Yep, at the Battle of the Tri-States with
One
we had a
five.
great event up there. Ivan Marrero, Steve Fernandez put on a great show. So we were just up there, 5 hour trip for that event, and that was awesome. So
And you got 5 medals.
yeah.
Good for you, man. Good for
5
you.
medals, yeah.
And anyway, so we got to talking, and hey, Matthias, what's up, buddy? And then
Oh shit.
and so Matthias, myself, JJ, and Chris Raymond, we did a like a Zoom meeting or something like that, and it just took on a life of its own. JJ had an idea, I had an idea, Matthias had an idea, and then to the point where we're gonna bring like all of Matthias's equipment down there. We're gonna do like a really professional production. We got Cole Leaf that's gonna do editing. So like he basically goes to school for this shit, like to make professional videos and highlight reels. Like he'll get a job at TSN or ESPN or something like that. Like that's kind of what he's doing. And so we got pro guys on the go. Chris Brayman's going to make sure that he has like the top package for internet, so that isn't that right, JJ? He said that he's going to make sure that
we're gonna get the max speed just so our signal and in the stream and the event is all set to go on that aspect of it. Yeah.
And Matthias and JJ, they know this because I was trying to talk to Brandon, because he was concerned about the shit deal we're offering these athletes, and it is a shit deal. Like no upfront money is a shit deal. That being said, with guys like yourself, Brandon, and Evan, and anyone with any kind of social media, as soon as we release this card, and Matthias is going to talk on this in a bit, you'll get your own individual promo code, and you'll get 50% of the sales. And what I was saying, like any sale that you make, you get 50% of. It could be 100%, because to be fair, with as long as like JJ's guys are like referees are taken care of, we give something a little. When you say we should give something to Chris, since he's given us the venue for free, but you know what I mean? That still is, Saturday evening at a billiards hall, so he's losing money. You get what I mean? So we do something there. But if we can make money, I'm just going to take what is coming to me and I'm giving it to you guys, the athletes. And I'll have open books. Matthias is my guy. He collects. It'll be completely transparent. I'm not trying to make a cent. As long as things are covered, we're going to get it all back to you guys. And so if you and Evan, being the types that you are, who knows what you could end up selling? Like
being gay?
Yeah. Well,
there's a demographic there, right?
Yeah, you could tap into that.
There's a big fucking community out there waiting to watch you.
Get onto the queer boards and fuck, man, you'll be selling everything.
Yeah, I'd have to get real drunk to fuck Evan. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. Well, Evan's like, I don't need that to be that.
But I would do it. It just, would require some games.
And then Matthias, you talk about some of the other things, other ways of us potentially generating money, because it's not really my expertise.
Yeah. So we'll try to get some sponsors for the event as well. So I'm going to work on some of that over the next little bit. But the rev share is going to be the biggest one. So pretty much anybody who buys a pay-per-view through one of the athletes' promo codes, like the athletes will get half of the revenue from it. So, it's not going to be a crazy amount of money. Like we'll try to keep the price of the actual pay-per-view pretty cheap. Like I'm thinking, around like 10, 12 bucks. Yeah.
$100?
Yeah, $100.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. But we also want it to be so attractive that people will come and they're going to enter the tournament. And if we get a shit ton of those, that money is going to get filtered back into the athletes as well. You know what I mean? And if there's so much, like if I have 10 super matches, I think we're up to like 13 right now. If we have 13 social media outlets pumping this and bringing people, like obviously you can't, Brandon, but like Evan is not going to come by himself. He's going to bring his entourage, and then other people are going to bring. JJ is going to have a huge entourage. You know what I mean? So there's going to be lots of guys coming. So this, and if everybody there that's competing enters the tournament on their offhand, holy fuck, that tournament's going to be one, can rival anything that's been going on in North America with that card.
Is there what's the tournament? What are the is it like just an open tournament or?
Yeah, but it's the weight category is simple. It's going to be 60, 160, 180, 220, 240 over. Simple. No, not fucking around. And you know what I mean? Like we're going to get some referees I'm going to teach them exactly. This is going to be the most comprehensive tournament you've ever been at. You will not get fucked. I promise you. If you foul, you basically know you fouled. Do you get what I'm saying? Like if you fouled, I'll have to determine whether you intentionally did that or not. And professional fouls will result in a loss.
It's how so hard would you know if I intentionally did it or not?
Because, like for example, did you see the video when I refed Nathan Leland and well, you saw it, right, Brandon? I sent you the video.
Yeah.
I didn't send it to you.
Yeah, and I said yes, I saw it.
Oh, he saw it. So that first fucking elbow foul, I blew it as a ref. That should have been a loss, right? Because he was getting pinned and he came off the back. I should have called winner for Nathan.
I'm just saying, if it's just for intent, I'm going to be blackout fucking drunk. I won't even know what I'm doing. There's no way it can be intentional.
Okay. Well, you're a special case, so we'll tell the refs ahead of time.
My mom says I'm special too.
Yeah, he fucking rides the short bus to school, you know?
He tells me that as well.
Only on Tuesdays.
So let's hear it. Can this actually be competitive? I know, like, if this was 3 years ago, you weren't even in the sport, but your current level now and Evan's level 3 years ago makes a lot of sense. Do you actually think you can handle this 300-pound power lifter?
Yeah.
When was 3 years ago? How long ago was that? 3 years?
Everything is pre-COVID.
No, 3 years ago was definitely during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when was Evan at his best? Let's go there.
I gotta say 3 years ago right now.
Yeah.
My right hand was exactly at its highest level.
Almost like he just said that.
Almost like I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but
3 years ago today, basically, is when I didn't get to go to Turkey.
Yeah.
And when I was getting ready for schoolboy, my right hand was fucking awesome.
Yeah, you were really good. Like you were handling BLM, Allen. I remember that.
Yeah.
Curtis.
Evan, what percentage of your being at your best are you now compared to that? What percentage are you of that?
I don't know. High single digits.
So you got this one easy.
The good thing your match is not on State Kings. Let's say that, because you'd be fucking out in the day.
Evan is this is Evan's tactic. He's downplaying himself. I'm just the drunk.
Yeah.
I don't even train.
Yeah.
I know how
I'm
Evan
gonna black out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be blacked out drunk. Meanwhile,
I do get blackout drunk before pulling King's Movers. The last time I had a super match against King's Mover, it was Christian Gilbert in Petawawa, and I don't remember that match at all. It was on my birthday, and they just fucking started lining up shots at 11 a.m. By 1 o'clock when the super match happened. Nothing. It's already turned off. I know I got kicked out. I was hosting the event in Petawawa here at the warehouse.
I remember that. And you got kicked out.
I got kicked out of the event by supper time. The tournament wasn't even over, and I got kicked out of the venue for accidentally lighting a table on fire. Whatever. Not my fault. Who the fuck hands at me that drunk a fucking mug of beer full of fucking sparklers for my birthday? The sparklers heat up the glass, put this cold beer in it. I set it on the table. It fucking explodes. All the fucking wrapping paper on the top of the fucking table lights on fire. Everybody starts screaming, "Evan's an asshole. He did it on purpose."
Was that Vince Laporte's old man's place?
What's that?
Was that Vince Laporte's old man's place that you come?
No, that was Yogi's. We were at the warehouse.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of that tournament, I actually was just talking about how I got thrown out of that event last night. I was down training with the Spencerville guys.
Yeah.
Fuck, what a club those guys have.
They're good. That's a good club right there.
Yeah. They're fucking awesome.
They're really good.
3 years ago, 1,095 cases of beer. Okay, yeah, I remember that time frame.
1,390 cases of beer. Yeah. So, Brandon, how much of this event do you know, like what the purpose is? Like, do you know why we're doing this?
Yeah, I mean, from what you tell me, it's to promote the table and then bring in these new sponsors that are potentially going to fund for future events.
The irony of this whole thing, like, yes, I'm going at it alone, whether they come or not. But if it wasn't for the sponsors, this table and Mac wouldn't even exist. I was sort of led to believe, well, I don't know. I don't want to say that because it makes it sound like I was misled, but I wasn't really misled. I guess I just wasn't given all the information. Okay. So
that would be misleading. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know if the person that did it knew either. Okay.
Well, it wasn't intentional, probably.
Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Because
because you got that little touch of tism in you, you get so fucking excited and you stop listening once you've heard what you want.
That's fucking Andrea would say that's probably more like the truth.
That's a touch of tism.
The tism,
touch of the tism. Yeah.
I do. Whatever.
That's awesome. That's
He's
awesome.
mildly on the spectrum. It's not a big deal. Like, we still love him.
That's why I was telling Matthias, I said, when we do business, you do the dealings, because I get taken advantage of all the time, because I give everything. Yeah, take it, and people are like, that's not how you do business.
Who the fuck invited Roy on here? I did not. Roy was going to be here. I didn't know he was going to be here. I wouldn't have agreed to come.
Yeah, we don't really like Roy, but he's really good at sitting there quietly when you tell him to shut up. Look, if anybody hears Roy talking, just tell him to shut up, and he gets it. Ian, I did have a question for you, with you and Brandon both on the show at the same time. Was it upsetting whenever Brandon Allen got into arm wrestling for you personally, no longer being the strongest gay in arm wrestling?
No. It wasn't upsetting. Thank you for taking that title.
It's like the only title you have.
Yeah, strongest gay in arm wrestling. I don't even know if that's true. Not the gay part. I'm totally gay, but
no, you don't really arm wrestle anymore. You've been practicing a lot.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty strong though. I'm starting to feel pretty strong.
I'm getting strong on everything other than arm wrestling. So
he'll blast you off the couch, beer man.
All right. So
yeah.
So your powerlifting's getting better and your arm wrestling's going down?
No. My grip training and my strict curl are going up quite a bit, and then my powerlifting is just general fitness training. I train every week, but I don't put much into it.
You realize he was like a few pounds off the world record in powerlifting, right?
No, I know.
I'm just saying, if that was getting better, that's...
Yeah, if they were getting better, I wouldn't be talking in an arm wrestling podcast. I'd be still powerlifting.
Well, I did.
You'd still be relevant in something.
I did Google you and follow you a bit when you had your match with Larry, because I wanted to see, like, compare apples to apples. But you really out arm wrestled him. Like
You have to remember that was back a few years ago when Larry was just even more shit than Brandon.
Yeah, I understand that, but think about this. Brandon had this much time in the sport and had shown some technical prowess. You know what I mean? That you wouldn't see. Like JJ's like that. He isn't got a shit ton of years in the sport, and he's already showing transitional work and different. He can top roll. He can hook.
He might, JJ, I've never seen him arm wrestle. He might be able to do some of these things. I can't say.
There's trust in.
When you say things like Brandon showing technical prowess, it's the sloppiest fucking Kings move we've ever seen from a fucking rookie doing it. How is this technical prowess? Like, the dude just lays down one of the strongest fucking arms to have ever entered the sport. And he just goes like this. Ah!
Who won the match?
This is him. This is him marketing.
He generally
he
learned how to when he learned how to arm wrestle.
Wait,
he
hold
started
on.
like learning how to top roll and hook, and he's like,
man, I remember
my vagina. And then he found out when he
crying.
drops to the King's move, that fucking butt plug shoves up a little higher. He goes, ah. And that's why he started moving all the time.
Hey man, I remember you begging for the match with Larry. Oh, please, Larry, pull me.
Well,
Larry.
yeah, that's when I would have
Pull me,
won.
Larry. So
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
I definitely didn't do any begging like that. I said, bring me over there. I'm going to teach you how to motherfucking arm wrestle. I'm going to make you look bad and look even dumber than you are. We're going to hear that weird, awkward chuckle
But
from
you know how
a whole
Evan
lot of times.
You
While
know
I
how
fucking
Evan
take it
said
cool.
that you came into the sport with one of the strongest arms when you just came into the sport? Well, Evan has a similar story because he
Shut
had
up,
one
Ian.
of the weakest arms in the sport coming in.
You know what? Nobody should have invited this fucking guy. His story is so much more entertaining when he's muted.
Yeah, he muted you.
Oh my God.
I love it. It's way better.
You're muted, Grippler.
It's way better. I like his stories, but you can't actually hear him.
So
He's so animated, right?
So even though Brandon was really condescending to me earlier, he did bring up a relevant point, Bearman. Did he win the match?
Shut up, Roy. Guys, I told you all. Roy starts talking. Tell him to shut up. You guys all just let him fucking get on a roll. What the fuck?
I like Roy. He's he's the only buddy to do a real desk pop other than David Tomes. David Tomes did a desk pop with a sword. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's right through the fucking wall. I was really hoping when he pulled the sword out, it was going to be covered in blood. Like, uh-oh. I think I just killed the mail lady.
I was glad he didn't hit an electric wire inside the wall.
Why would you be glad of that? How fucking awesome would that have been?
Roy, I was
That would have been
disappointed
pretty
when
awesome.
the ricochet didn't hit you when you did that desk pop.
That would have been awesome too. Just give
I
me
mean,
a haircut.
you guys know what we're talking about?
Gets that
Roy
Mike Tyson
legitimately shot a 22 in the house on live on the show for a desk pop. I swear to God, he did it.
Yeah, but it was a steel target right behind me. But it was really it was only 500 feet per second ammo. But let me tell you,
so you're doing another one next week, right?
Why not right now?
No, I'm not doing it anymore. I can't.
You have to do one next week.
No.
He got
next Tuesday's show is going to be a good one.
He got grounded so hard for that.
I might literally be the drunkest I've ever been on a show. Like, I'm going to try to beat how drunk I was whenever I joined Gary Allen's or Gary Roberts' fucking New Year's show. I'm going to try to beat how drunk I was on that one. Guys, next Tuesday, I turn 40.
Oh.
Powerful.
Oh shit.
I didn't think you'd make it this far, Bearman.
He didn't think so either.
I am going to lose an awful lot of money if I make it through that day because I've got several bets out there saying I wouldn't make it.
Well,
Beerman, what is the excuse going to be when I beat you 6-0 on our super match?
That you're fucking stupid because it's the best 3 out of 5?
Oh, is it best 3 out of 5? Okay. Well,
you'll have 6-0.
Oh, look at that. Once again, Brandon Allen.
I don't know the rules. I don't even know how to arm wrestle. You just go like
I know. I'm surprised you can fucking even read.
What's 3 plus 3? What's 3 plus 3? 6, right?
It's whatever I fucking tell you it is.
He's right.
That's what it is.
He's right. He'll beat you 6-0. 3 each arm.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing left and right.
Oh, get fucked, Ian.
Oh, shit.
Oh, we're doing
You
left
could
and
take
right.
both of those giant fucking forehead muscles you have and shove them right up your ass. I'm not listening to any of this garbage.
I have the biggest forehead muscles ever. Hey, I'm fucking crazy.
That's a record you still have.
That's a deformity, sir.
Yeah. It's from clenching. It's clenching so much when I'm arm wrestling.
You
Have
look
you
like
ever
you
met
have a really
somebody
strong.
that skull has muscles? That's how much he eats while on cycle.
Wait, are we pulling left and right-handed, Beerman?
Well, I thought that's what you guys wanted to do.
Oh,
You
I'm
don't have
down.
to.
No, I'm totally good.
Well, you said we could pull left and right.
Yeah.
Who said?
And that's what Brandon said to me. I've got no idea whether or not I can commit to a left-handed match in May at this point.
John. Yeah.
I need to make sure that I still have a left
Brilliant.
arm that knows how to fucking wipe
Well-
my ass by the end of fucking March.
Uncle
And I
John.
might have severe nerve
brilliant.
damage when these fucking 2.5-inch thumbtacks get shoved through it.
I don't mind if you drop one of the hands because we are trying to trim some of the fat,
Right.
you know, because we got a lot of super matches.
No, I'll agree to the left-hand match right now. We'll just drop the right.
But then you can also go into the tournament, you know.
Yeah, I'll pull left hand in the tournament.
No, doesn't he want to pull you left?
His left hand's going to be fucked up from Uncle John.
I have no
Oh.
idea what kind of fucking damage might occur in
I'll
that
tell you
match.
something right now.
If I'm
Uncle
fucking
Tom-
drilling John and I get fucking thumbtacks shoved up in between my fingers or under my goddamn fingernails, I might want to just leave that alone and rest for a while.
Not
you
the
know?
fingernails. No, that'd be the worst.
Yeah, that'd probably suck a
I'll
little
tell
bit.
you-
But I mean, man, you have no idea. There's all sorts of nerves and shit all over the place. I mean, I'm not too smart about knowing stuff, but I'm pretty sure it'd be bad to get them fucking punctured.
Yeah.
Uncle John looks like a bad man right now. He'd probably be like top 5 in Canada left-handed. I think.
I would think so.
Yeah, he's. I couldn't believe how strong he was, and he's big. Like I never seen
He
him.
should
big.
definitely be ranked in the open class on the in the hook for North America by now. Oh, we got a super chat here from Benny B asking for my B friend. Did Shaq actually blast through the grippler? Shout out to Desktop Roy Baker.
Ha!
Yes, Shaq did definitely beat the grippler. When you saw that, was it on ESPN?
TNT.
Yeah. Oh.
The grippler wasn't 100% at that.
Yes,
day.
he was.
No.
He absolutely was. He was in
No way.
fucking Vegas to
No.
go to the WAL event like the day after.
Tell him, Ian.
He's not going to tell me I'm wrong because I'm not. You know how I know when I'm right, JJ? And you'll learn this the more you get to know me. When
He
I'm
doesn't
talking,
reply?
I know I'm right.
Okay.
So, just pay attention. You'll get the hang of this.
No, I'm
He
already
was
learning that.
definitely fucking 100% trained and rested for the event. And then it's like, should he be arm wrestling the day before go to the event? Probably not, but he gets to pull Shaq on TSN. So that's
TNT.
way better than losing in front of everybody tomorrow anyways. So of course you get it. But he did pull left-handed and his left's not so good. He would
Well,
have definitely timed with Shaq
I
right here.
placed 5th in the WAL world, so I was okay, I guess.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, but and that
You remember who
event
placed
was-
fourth? Well, I don't want to ask you because you probably do. It was the guy that beat you. But does anybody else know who placed fourth there?
Uh,
Cody
No,
Merritt.
you don't. You're going to try
This
to
is-
fucking Google it. Nobody cares. People know
That's
who
the
won.
point.
It was Cody Merritt.
he was 4.
SB
And his
finished
right sucks.
SB finished behind me.
I heard SB got injured in a match.
Yeah,
He
SB
did.
tore the long head distal tendon of his tricep.
But he got hurt at that
In
event
Texas.
as well.
And then he got hurt again pulling fucking Kardashian over at some fucking bullshit in England.
Was he in a press?
He,
I would
I
think.
didn't see the match.
right when he pinned Burnett, that's when it happened.
So is he winning?
I've never seen a guy injure himself on a win before. It's the first time.
It was a press though.
That's definitely not fucking true. You watched me injure myself on a win.
You'll have to remind me.
New York against Joe Yaros, right-handed. I pressed through him and blew my shoulder apart. And then whenever he beat me the next 3 straight, you're like, why the fuck are you losing now? You pressed through him so easily in the first round. I was like, well, I tore my fucking shoulder doing it. Well, why are you still arm wrestling then? Well, because it's a fucking super match and the guy deserves to earn his fucking win. That's why. It's not going to hurt me any worse to keep going. He's just fucking blasting me.
Joe Yaros is flying in from Arizona to do our event.
Who's he pulling?
Mike Gould. He really wants Mike Gould, and Mike Gould accepted. And I guess they pulled. There's a photo of them two pulling, and Mike has no recollection of it.
I hope Mike shows up, gassed to the fucking gills, and Joe starts being a dickhead to Mike, and we all get to be reminded why they call him the Crusher.
Yeah. Well,
and I like Joe. I just think it'd be funny.
Right-handed match? Right-handed?
No, left.
Left-handed. Okay.
Okay, we got another super chat here from Gunnar Costin. JJ is a beast.
He is.
Who's
How long you been arm wrestling, JJ?
I just hit my 1 year mark.
So Gunner's just fucking stupid. Okay.
No, man.
Oh, wait. Wait a minute.
Nobody a year into the sport's a fucking beast.
Is this Gunner? I love Gunner.
He would beat your right hand tomorrow. I promise you.
Ooh.
Let's go.
How much to make this fucking happen tomorrow?
Well,
I'm free.
He would beat your right arm right now.
Nope.
I watch him pull with Brandon Elselsor, and he gives that guy some work.
Whatever.
He'd crush you, beer man, like a beer can.
Do you have any idea what kind of cycle I'm on right now? Like, do you see the color of my fucking head right now?
Is your ass getting stronger holding on to that couch?
Dude, I just fucking bumped up the cycle for the last month here. I'm not going to tell you the whole cycle, but the test baseline for it is at about 4,000 milligrams right now.
What's not? Oh, heavens.
I competed against a guy, and I won't say who. You guys could figure it out, I'm sure. And he told me that he was doing a full 10 ml bottle of T400 and Tren.
And a bottle of Tren as well, right?
A week.
Yeah. Let me guess.
No, don't guess.
If you want to be good, you got to swing a big hammer.
I'm not giving you any kind of fucking. I don't talk about
it. That guy. I know exactly who it fucking was.
Can you do that and not kill yourself?
Apparently he can.
Or he's
I've had conversations with that guy before.
Or he's lying.
I've known guys that ran up to 7 grams a week before.
Well, if you're running your trends at 250 and your T400, now the T400 was probably a lot closer to 300 milligrams per milliliter than 400. So even still, you're at 550 times. So you're only running 2 bottles a week. So 10 mils of each. That's only like 10 grams. It's fuck all. Right?
That's not a lot.
No, that'd be 3 grams of testosterone, and then it would be 700 milligrams of trenbolone acetate. Unless it was trenbolone enanthate, then it'd be 1,400 milligrams. So it would be
if you're 250 per mil, and you take 10 mils. That's 2,500 mils.
2,500.
And then you add that to the 3. So it'd be 5,500. 5.5 grams.
You're saying Tren is 250? Tren's never 250. Tren is enanthate would be
the Tren acetate I'm on right now is.
It's probably 200. It just won't. It'll crystallize if you make it that high. Not that I know anything about.
I mean, I can show you the bottle, but it says 250. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, I mean, you can put whatever the fuck you want on a sticker, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He knows more than you, beer man.
Look, guys, if we're fucking having a conversation, especially about steroids, understand Brandon Allen talks out his fucking ass. He has no fucking idea about any of this shit.
He says a bunch of fancy words.
You see how he's sitting there with a shiny head and my face is glowing red? I'm in Canada in fucking February with a glowing red fucking face. All right? Trust me. I know gear.
That's syphilis.
That's high blood pressure.
Hey, what you really need to do, beer man, is you need to get somebody to get a syringe and draw fluid out of those muscles in Grippler's head and have that shit injected into you.
This is
That's
the
where they get stem
strongest,
cells.
the fucking strongest head muscles you'll ever fucking see.
You,
See, the
look
problem
like
is you can't give
I
Evan that
think-
kind of power. He would just start running through doors and walls everywhere he went.
Can I tell you? I think it's having apnea. Like before I got the mask and stuff, I was clenching my jaw. Like I wear the back of my teeth, and I think when I sleep, I just clench all the time, and it just causes it to build up. I have a mask.
You need acupuncture. You still feel like you're clenching like that?
A little bit, but I have a mask now.
You need to go see a good acupuncturist. They can solve that shit.
Do you think it can go away, or do you think this is just the way it is?
They'll make you quit clenching your teeth. I mean, they're not. They'll make you where you're not doing that anymore. They'll
Brandon, will this go away ever? You think, or no?
You need to lose weight.
Oh, you think that's fat?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just compounding mass on top of it. I mean, it's definitely muscle, but with swelling because you're swollen.
You almost look like they cut off the top of your head and put it back on, like it's two different pieces. I mean, you're like a bullet head. I mean that in the nicest way.
The nicest way. Look at my knee, boy.
I didn't know you could get fat on your head.
Have you seen the hot dog pack on the back of Brandon's neck?
Is there?
Oh yeah, okay. Okay.
That's earned.
I know back here you can, but I didn't know on your scalp. Because it doesn't feel fat, man. It feels like
it's just inflamed.
It's just muscle. It's muscle, Grippler. It's fucking muscle.
It's muscle. If you lost weight, you would have less inflammation.
Okay.
You're out of your mind. I've known this guy for so long. I watched those fucking things grow every cycle. Like, fuck it. Problem is when he gets, if he's actually hopping on something, it means he's got something coming up that he's taking seriously. So now he's actually training. But whenever instead of like, tapering and getting yourself into some good shape and then ramping up, he's like, nope, I need 6 weeks to get ready. So he starts training camp at 385 fucking pounds, right? And now he starts putting in all this work. So he's just hungry all the fucking time. They just keep chewing.
He's not lying. I do. When I'm training, I'm always fucking hungry. It's crazy.
Also, yeah, it's another thing that Brandon Allen probably knows nothing about.
That's my gym. My living room is my dining room, and my gym is my living room. See?
Yeah,
weird.
That's nice.
Let's
and
put like a dining room and the gym together so I can eat while working out.
Yeah.
Fucking genius. But the other thing is, he had lived with me for like 2 fucking years. So on top of training all the time while being on cycle, he was constantly clenching his fucking jaw trying not to hit me. Apparently, he thinks I'm a dickhead.
Oh, no.
That seems to be the sentiment on the internet, Beer Man. Everyone hates you.
Well, they're all fucking stupid. They should know by now. We are way past theory and hypothesis. It's fucking proven.
So, JJ, you're enjoying this? Did we get what we want to say?
Yeah, of course. You can always say more if you can.
Well,
I gave you guys 15 minutes at the beginning of the show to talk about fucking everything, a la-di-da. Man, I can only take so much fucking sober arm wrestling talk.
Yeah,
so
can't deal with that.
That's fair.
JJ, you can stick it. You can stick with us, or you can pull pin if you want, man. I
don't mind. I don't mind.
I won't subject you to this guy fucking.
No, that's okay. This isn't my first. This is my first time on his show. It's not the first time I've seen his show.
You realize what a degenerate he is.
I have a question.
I can get into this here in a minute.
I have a question for JJ.
Oh, that's a fancy one.
I was listening when I was driving home. You're in Rochester. Is that Rochester, New York, or Minnesota?
Yeah, Rochester, New York. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. All
Rochester, New York.
All right.
I would never want to go there.
Roy, where do you live? You must be pretty south.
Easy rollers, Rochester, New York. Easy rollers.
I'm a lot far south of Rochester, New York.
Where are you at?
I live in South Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I was
so
gonna say-
JJ, whenever Ian said you could stick around, shoot the shit with us or fuck off,
Yeah.
it's up to you.
Yeah.
It's no longer going to be up to you if you engage in conversation with Roy again. When he starts talking, tell him to shut up.
Okay.
Like,
That's
look,
my
this
word.
is my
Okay.
goddamn show. I make the fucking rules. I told all you guys to tell him to shut up when he starts talking. You're not fucking listening. Okay, so this is how you could tell I might not be lying about these numbers on the gear. I'm like really ready to freak the fuck out here.
You need
Roy,
to
if
take
you
a
talk one more time, I'm
Oh,
going to beat the
no.
living fuck out of the beer hand.
Oh
chill
no.
pill. Chill pill. Take a chill pill, beer
Stop
man.
talking. Oh my god. I need my Shut Up Roy shirt.
Change my name to Shut Up Roy for you.
I
Not
can't.
listening.
I don't see that button that Brandon's playing with.
Are you on your cell phone?
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, okay.
Radio from desktop.
I know
Okay,
this one.
I was trying to find it too.
Are you on a cell phone, JJ?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, so that's why I can't do it either.
Oh shoot, I gotta
I'm
go,
not
guys.
getting into the
Stay
vodka
powerful.
just yet, but
Bye.
I probably will shortly.
Yeah.
Talk to you later, Matthias.
Later, dude.
Oh, Matthias left. I'm glad he joined the show because he added so much input to the conversation tonight.
Stop being so negative.
No, you know what? I wanted him on the show to basically explain to Brandon what we were doing because I'm not an IT guy, Brandon, and I don't want to like say something that's incorrect, but he is. So you know what I mean?
Oh, I had lots of questions
Hey,
for
so
him.
I'm like half nerd, half
Did you have a
fun.
lot of questions?
Brandon,
For
I'll
him?
put this in words that you understand. If you sell pay-per-views, you get paid more.
Got it.
Yeah, I heard all that.
Got it.
Yeah,
Who am
I
I
mean, Matthias
pulling
said like the same thing with slightly larger words. Ian, not capable of doing it.
No, but any Mac event that I do where it's just like me, JJ, and Matthias doing it, we're gonna try to get back the athlete as much as we can. Obviously, we're gonna work towards getting a budget. Anything that's with the sponsors related, obviously, when someone's funding the event, how we generate money and how we pay the athletes is really going to be up to them. But I'm pretty certain that say we bring you on, Brandon, for the big event, everything will be negotiated in advance. You know, your flight, your room and board, and your salary. You know what I mean? So,
Well, yeah. I mean, the better it goes. I mean, the more excited me and Beerman are to put on a better show, right? So,
Dude,
yeah.
the ass kicking I'm about to put on this fucking fat-headed dipshit. He's gonna retire from arm wrestling. Like, I lost to the fucking retired drunk that hasn't won a match in 4 years, and that's the guy that just fucking beat me. I'm never gonna get good at this. That's what's gonna happen. He's fucked off. I killed Filthy Power.
is that what you think?
I'm thinking about taking side bets.
Also,
going
just
for Brandon.
while you're getting ready for this match, Brandon, incorporate into your training. I'll give you a little bit of research that you should do. Tanya Harding.
No, it was Sean Eckert or whatever his name, the big
Yeah.
bodyguard.
Just look, he can do his research himself. I gave him enough that he can go from there. That's how I'll do what I got to do. Let's see you fucking Kings move with a broken elbow, you son of a bitch.
I don't need a Kings movie, bro. You'll be an easy top roll.
Hey,
Flash.
Brandon, how old are you, man?
35.
Oh, okay, so you're prime.
Yeah, my balls haven't even dropped yet.
Yeah.
That might have something to do with the Christoph.
Well, they did once at least. You just shriveled them back up.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's what I was
you see
looking
the
for.
size of him as a fucking teenager? That dude was definitely on gear, but fucking pre-pubescent.
13, baby.
Like, his fucking mother was on gear during conception. Fuck.
Yeah. I didn't do. I waited late. I didn't do my first cycle till I was 9.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but you breastfed till you were 10, so you were still getting your fucking gear that way.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. I did have something I wanted to say, but fucking Roy talked again, and it's fucking pissing me off.
We need a
This is
desktop.
how I
Roy.
imagine the trailer.
Oh
Park
yeah,
Boys
that's what it was.
during
There was a
their-
fucking another super chat that I didn't fucking read out because Roy's a fucking asshole. Fuck's sakes. Does anybody know this fucking David Shubich guy?
No.
Just kidding.
He must like
I don't
shoes
give
a
a
lot.
fuck. Nobody knows who
He's a
David Shubich is. Apparently I do for some reason. He's a fucking
Trying to-
gym teacher that's always wearing short shorts, and it's
Trying to suck
fucking
off
creepy.
JJ.
But his super chat says JJ come out with the crew for a practice in Utica.
He wants to suck you off, JJ. You accept?
I accept.
Dude, Shubich,
JJ's
I'm not
getting
kidding.
sucked off, boys.
This dude is like a high school gym teacher, and he wears fucking Daisy Dukes all the fucking time. I thought it was like a gag, like he just wore these short shorts to be funny on the fucking 98% Friday night shows. And then I met him at Winter Blast. No, he actually wears these fucking Daisy Dukes around all the fucking time.
Yeah, whatever
And
I got to
can't
do to
figure
help the
out
sport.
fucking why.
Whatever you got.
Our match.
Well, if it's going to help the sport, I'll be in Utica.
Don't be too
So-
gay. Okay, you never. These guys get you over to their house and they get you in the closet. I've been there. It's rough.
So I have a question. Off topic. Brandon and JJ, do y'all know who Mad Dog Vachon was, the pro wrestler?
I don't remember him.
JJ does. Okay. Mad Dog Vachon's one of the most famous Canadian wrestlers of all time. Right up there with Bret Hart.
Settle the fuck down. Settle the fuck
Who cares
down.
about
It is
Canadian
definitely Chris
wrestlers? We had real wrestling here, all right?
Chris
It was
Benoit.
just-
That's my idol.
That shit was fucking real.
No, that's Grippler's uncle. Grippler's uncle was one of the most famous wrestlers of all time, and your mom was also a wrestler, right?
She's the
So-
original.
His mom was the wrestler.
My mom.
I heard a
was-
quote from a very famous wrestler. I'm not going to name names, leave them fucking whatever. But
Sable?
they said, and this was back in like the 80s, but people were stupid to believe that wrestling was real. If it was real, Andre the Giant would have been the only man in it. Nobody else would have lived.
That's true.
And Vivian Vachon would have been the only woman.
That is also true. Here, a real story here, a true fight that she got in was in Japan. There's do you guys know anything about a sport called Bushido?
Yes.
So Bushido is like full contact, except they're padded from like their fingers all the way to their elbows, and then from their knees onto their feet. Okay, and I think they get a jock cup too, or something like that. So when my mom went over to Japan marketing wrestling, and she was the world champion, she was basically called out by the Bushido champion because she was like, I guess, jealous, right? Said that she didn't understand what she was the world champion of, because there was rumors that wrestling was arranged back then, right? And so in Japanese culture, to question someone's validity or authenticity is like it's a very, you don't do it. Okay.
Well, you better be ready to fucking fight if you do it.
Well, that's what happened. So my mom didn't care initially because she was like, well, who gives a fuck? Like, people talk smack all the time. But then they're like, no, you don't understand. For her to say this publicly, she basically thinks you're a piece of shit. So my mom's, oh, okay. So she contacted the promoter, and she found out the rules of Bushido that day. And she's like, okay, so what do I get to do? You can kick and punch. She's like, fine. She gets in the ring. The arena's sold out. She's facing the Bushido world champion. My mom beat her in 35 seconds. 35 seconds. She went over there and like fucking, beat the shit out of her. Just punched her, kicked her. Don't you ever talk about me. And they had to tackle my mom off her.
Your mom sounds hot.
Look at Beer Man. Look at Beer Man.
Oh, she's hot.
Do you know
True.
who Luna? You know who Luna Vachon is from WWE?
Oh my God. There is so many socks that Roy wish he would have got to buy from me because of Luna.
Brandon, do you know who Luna is?
I don't. Oh, I couldn't put a face to it, but I kind of remember a Luna.
She used to shave the side of her head and like pencil in her veins, and it was like these long blonde braids.
Okay.
And she was psycho. She's not attractive. Evan loves her, but she's not attractive.
Yes, she fucking was.
That's
Look,
my
she was
cousin.
absolutely fucking nuts, and not all of that was an act.
No.
But I mean, yes, she had some fucking shoulders on her, but she had some titties too.
Yeah, the best guy. Like,
So do you, Beer Man.
Did you see how wide her mouth opens when she's screaming at people? How do you not have a wet dream while awake looking at that?
she's my cousin.
It's her
Yeah, but it's
cousin.
not your sister.
That's she's
It
my
makes her
cousin.
even
You
hotter.
gave me a
dude.
stern warning for
Yeah.
talking about your sister, so now we're only talking about your cousin.
Ugh.
Nothing says loving when your sister's your cousin, I guess, eh?
Absolutely.
Hey, but you know, you bring up a good point, Grippler, is back in the day, yes, of course, everybody, well, not everybody knew because it was kayfabe, but people in the business knew it was obviously a work. But the people who were in the business were fucking badass shooters who would fuck you up.
Back then, yeah. You didn't
Yes.
fuck with guys. You didn't fuck with wrestlers back then. Now they can be movie stars, weightlifters. It doesn't matter. But back then, you actually had to fuck people up. You know, Hogan talks about the fact that he was very lucky to be a star, and when he knew he couldn't beat up anybody. Like he
was a giant pussy.
was.
Yeah.
He was like, fuck,
Yeah.
man.
But
Like,
there were some bad motherfuckers that were
Yeah.
half the size of him that would fucking tear somebody inside out before
Yeah,
they ever let somebody
talk
get near
about-
Hogan.
you ever hear him talk about Kurt Angle?
Oh God.
Oh, he was a bitch.
My uncle was basically the Kurt Angle of his time. He's the youngest person to represent Canada at the Olympics in wrestling at 18 years old. There's only
But he
been-
didn't win, and he didn't do it with a broken frickin' neck.
No, he didn't. Yeah, that's true. But you know what?
But I mean, in his defense, he was a Canadian wrestler. They don't fucking win.
won the British Empire Games 7 years in a row, which is now the Commonwealth Games now.
Yes.
Yeah. So he won it 7 years in a row, and he started at
Yeah,
16
but dude,
winning
look,
it.
Canada's wrestling. I fucking wrestled a lot.
Yeah.
Canada's wrestling program, not so great. We've had like 3 guys that were ever any good, and that's it. And
How'd y'all play
the
hockey?
rest of the Commonwealth, they're even fucking worse, and we're the best of the Commonwealth.
Oh, really?
That's because you're the.
Yeah,
That's because
like,
you're.
There is no wrestling in Great
Listen
Britain,
to this.
Ireland,
When I was
Australia. It's all
old,
shit.
When I was 9 years old, I came 5th in the Michigan State tournament, which, like, whatever you call it, the Michigan State Championships. And I was devastated. I was crying and everything. And all these reporters, they came up to me and they wanted to know who I was, and they were writing a story. And I'm like, why do you want to know me? I got 5th. They're like, yeah, you got 5th. You're 9 years old. And this is the toughest state in the United States to wrestle in. He's like, winning any match at all was impressive. So it's
Where
all
was that?
Michigan.
Who did?
Me, I came 5th in my weight category when I was 9.
In Michigan.
Yeah,
We're talking about what we did when we were fucking 9 now, Ian.
yeah.
No. Ian likes to say anything that makes him sound important or relevant or something.
That's true. That is also true.
He
So
doesn't have much for like functional brain thoughts, but he's got skull muscles.
have
It's
have
all
you
my
seen?
intelligence. It's my muscles trying to keep the intelligence in.
I know you've heard the story, Grippler, but have you seen the Greg Gagne YouTube video telling the story about the airplane incident with Mad Dog?
Oh,
That
yeah.
is. Oh,
You'll have to remind me though. There's a.
So-
is it the one where he wanted to jump out?
yes, where he
Oh,
got
yes,
all fucked
Because
up.
they drugged him.
They drug. Well, he got fucked up on like somebody gave him a Quaalude early in the day, like that he didn't normally take, and then he smoked a joint to calm him down. The guy gave him a joint, and then he started drinking fucking. He got into like a cooler of beer, drank a bunch of. He was just
They had to
fucked
fucking.
up.
They had to fuck him up though, didn't they?
He was
They had
hang. He
Oh, they
opened the door.
They definitely drugged him. And nobody could fucking stop him. Like everybody was like trying to fucking hold him inside of the plane because he's trying to open the door and fucking jump out of a fucking moving plane.
He did open the door. He
Yeah.
opened the door and
How
he
can you
leaned
open the door?
out. He was holding on to like a chain or something, and they said he leaned out into the wind and he was like, "Oh, it's so peaceful out here. I could fly." And he was just like, the only reason that was the one plane that had a chain on the door. So when he opened the door, it didn't rip off. It was actually still flapping on the side of the fucking plane by the chains. Otherwise, they would have been fucked. They would never,
I
the door.
Yeah,
thought
but this wasn't like a fucking 747 or something. Like
It was like
this
a
was
10 passenger.
fucking up in northern buttfuck Quebec when you're on like a fucking 10-seater plane.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
10 or 12. It wasn't a 747.
Yeah, it wasn't a big fucking plane.
but
but-
it's one of the best
Yeah,
stories.
it's so
Watch
fucked
the.
up.
I heard the story, but I've heard so many different versions of it that I don't even know if it's true anymore.
Well, the Greg Gagne version is very entertaining. Whether it's all true or not, I'd probably not. But
I've
it's a great
also
story.
heard that he ripped a guy's eyeball out, and the reason that he got his name Mad Dog is he went to a wrestling promotion in Portland, Oregon, and they didn't. He shows up. Nobody tells him what the rules are because each state had their own governing bodies, and he was always a heel, so he assumed he had to lose. But then they're like, "Mad Dog, you're up," and he's like, "Nobody talked to me." Right, so he just goes in and he starts, doing the wrestling thing, but he breaks his nose, punches him in the face, breaks his nose. So he's like, "Fuck this!" So he really wrestles him and like fucking hurts him. Throws the referees out, the cops, because they had real cops back then. They tried to get in the ring. He's throwing all the cops out of the ring, and this Leroy Newman guy goes, "He looks just like a Mad Dog in the ring," and that's how he got his name. Oh, he was suspended for 3 months too, because they were like, he's like, he body slammed people on hard like cement floors because not everything was padded back then, and but
I
he
hope it was
like,
the cops. I hope it was the cops he did that to.
yeah, he did it to the cops. He did it to everybody, but what are you supposed to do? You show up, somebody's supposed to handle you, right? Tell you what how it's going and who's losing, who's winning, when you go down, like what
Yeah.
round. You know what I mean?
Nobody gave him a finish.
Nothing. And then the guy punches him in the face, like for real.
Well, then at that
Well,
point,
there's the other thing
you
is
assume it's a shoot. You assume it's a shoot.
when they
Yeah.
tell
Right.
a guy like Mad Dog he's gonna do this move and then pin you 8 minutes in, and he goes out to the ring and says, "I don't want to do that,"
Yeah.
and then he just tells his opponent, he throws him in the corner, whispers in his ear, "All right, kid, listen, I'm gonna fuck you up unless you go along with my plan." What the fuck do you do? This is an Olympic wrestler that's got 2 teeth, and he will bury both of those motherfuckers into you. Right? Like, he was a savage dude with fucking short man syndrome that was strong as a motherfucking ox and an Olympic
Yeah.
level wrestler. Like, you don't
Yeah, what
really
was he
have
like?
a whole lot of fucking bargaining power when that dude says no.
What was he like? 5'8", 5'9"?
If
Paul was a lot bigger.
oh yeah, Paul's my size. He was like
Yeah,
6'.
Paul's.
I thought Paul
Yeah.
was 6'3".
Well, they
Or was
listed
he
him
just billed as 6'3" or 6'4"?
maybe they listed him at that, but when I talked to him, he says he doesn't think he was much taller than 6'1".
All right, I can only handle so much more of this fucking nerd talk before I gotta go.
Hey, fuck you. Pro wrestling's awesome as fuck. Why
Fucking
don't you
dork.
go be fucking
Fucking dorks.
teach people how to fucking lift silly fucking steel for
I picked
fucking
it up, I put-
$39.95? You
I picked
fucking
it up.
homo. You know what?
Dude, I'm
Every
gonna send them to you for a video. That was
$39.95
great.
donation you take from these fucking chuds that they could just research it themselves and do it for fucking free, the lazy fucks.
I'm gonna start
Right?
sending my videos to Ian for analysis because that was a perfect.
For $39.95, you need to teach them how to do that gay little hop.
I don't know where you're getting $39.95 from.
I do
It's
love
where I
the.
fucking, look, it doesn't matter where it started. It's fucking staying now.
I have to say, Brandon, I do love that little skip step you take when you do a successful lift. It really looks like an Elton John fan or something. I mean, it really does.
More like a Garth Brooks fan, huh?
What,
Am I
how,
right?
how tall are
Cowboy.
you?
What?
How tall are you?
6'1".
6'1".
Oh shit, I'm taller than you, Brandon.
Ian, do you think
Oh,
you could
you're
beat
right.
Brandon Allen in a wrestling match?
6'2" ish.
Who? Who?
Could you beat Brandon Allen in a wrestling match?
Not at 44 years old, probably not. No.
You pussy.
Dude,
Beer Man just wants you to
like
say yes so we
1,000
can argue.
Fuck.
Beer Man
He can
wants us to
pistol
argue.
squat 900. Whatever.
He's fucking a decade younger than me. No, I can't.
You
I don't
think I
think
could beat Brandon Allen in a wrestling match?
not anymore.
Fuck no.
No.
You broke down
Really?
fucking has been.
We
How
will,
much
we
money
will
would you
find
like
out.
to bet
Beer
on
Man,
Brandon
Beer
Allen.
Man, we
I'll
will
take Brandon
wrestle.
Allen down.
JJ, I'm not even checking you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm married.
I mean,
JJ, I'm married, sir. I'm
No,
married.
no.
JJ. Stop coming on to me. That's enough out of you, JJ. You said too much this fucking show already.
Yeah.
How,
And
how much?
the first thing he says is
Yes,
a
you think,
challenge. That's
First thing he says, he wants to have
Well-
sex with me. What the fuck? I just met the guy. He's already
How much-
trying to have
Yeah,
sex
but
with me.
just if he thinks he can get away with it and not have to pay $39.95 for your seminal deposit,
Oh,
right?
my God.
How much you weigh, JJ? How big are
he's
you?
gonna go home.
I'm
He's
not
gonna
that
fart in
big.
his uncle's pussy,
I'm
and then
250.
he's gonna
I
have
weigh
a surrogate.
250.
You're big.
Evan, 35-year-old me and 35-year-old Brandon, who wins a wrestling match?
Not
You.
the fucking fans.
What'd you say? What'd you say?
He said not the fans.
I would bet. Wait, you were born in 81?
Who? Me?
You
80.
80. Okay, so you were 35.
Oh, yeah.
I was 30. Whoa, Jesus Christ! Do you remember what happened when you were 35? That was the summer you showed up to a saga like a fucking beach ball, and I was mad at you that you're killing yourself. Definitely not you.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ, you couldn't even walk. Like
Okay.
if the mat wasn't brand new and there was a wrinkle on it, you were falling down, breaking your ankle, and you were not getting up. You would have been like a beach fucking turtle on your back, man. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Now let's take 28-year-old version or 27.
Okay.
When's the last time you were able to dunk?
I was still dunking 10 feet rim like basketball at 27.
10-foot rim. When's the last time you were
Under-
able
At
to
what weight?
Under
At what
260,
weight?
I'll be able to do that.
He was probably
The last
280,
time I was well, how heavy was it?
like 280 when you were dunking last.
No, I could dunk a volleyball at 280. The last time I dunked a basketball, I was 256.
That's about the
Damn.
same. Man. Under
All right,
260.
so at 28 years old, what were you doing, Brandon?
At 28 years old, I was squatting like 1,000 pounds.
What did you weigh?
I was like
380.
360. Yeah, it was huge.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
You probably did.
I'd
Probably-
put my money that Ian beats you.
No,
in a
I
wrestling
had, dude,
match.
Yeah,
Ian, when you're 360, that big and that strong for singles, the gas tank is non-existent. Like it's
You're also slow as fuck.
yeah, the 300-pound. No, not slow. Fast twitch is through the roof, but like just no gas. Like my 300-pound version of myself would murder that version of me. But
Yeah, but,
Okay.
but have you ever wrestled? Have you ever done any amateur wrestling, Brandon?
yeah, I trained jiu-jitsu for on and off throughout the years, and mainly boxing is my main focus for
So,
recreational.
Dude,
but-
you can't fucking box.
okay.
There's no fucking way. Look at you.
Are we having a match too after our arm wrestling match, Bob?
Oh, dude,
Yes.
I'll fight you.
That's what we got to
Yes.
do.
I'll fight you.
That's got to
Yeah,
be that.
For
day.
sure, I'll
We're
fight you.
looking we're looking for an intermission. We
Yeah,
need
Yes.
that's intermission. That's intermission.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanna
we
see
should
that.
fight before the match, though.
No, after.
No. Dude, I don't have to hire anybody. It saves me a lot of money. I'll tell you how to
If you
do
think I
myself
will be
if we
able to
fight
throw a
first.
punch after an arm wrestling match and have arm pump and not tear my bicep, you're out of your mind. You're tearing a bicep for sure.
So,
You,
Brandon, did you say
Yeah,
you
that's
could
why
dunk-
we fight first.
Could you dunk a basketball, Brandon?
Not this way.
Safer for you.
When I was under 260, I could dunk a basketball pretty comfortably.
That's yeah, that's some ups.
I ran a 4.59 in high school and a 4.64 in college at 265.
Wow.
That's
Fucking what an underachiever.
My lateral was
Like,
absolutely
these are
terrible.
not numbers to brag about.
You play football,
No, that-
Brandon?
Yeah, I played
those
ball.
are good numbers.
Like,
Anything
what,
under
do you
5,
trip coming off the blocks or something? You fat
anything
fuck?
under 5 at 300 pounds is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So
Anything.
what, Wes, I will shot put your fat ass across that fucking
If you
flying
would
fast.
have I ran a 5-second 40 at 300 pounds, I'd have been like, you're good, man. You're
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I haven't done sprints in a very, very long time, but I mean, I still do vertical jumps and shit like that. I can still leap pretty decently for someone my size, but I had a pretty bad motorcycle accident. I crushed my vertebrae in 5 spots, broke my pelvis, and that really put a hinder on all like, that's why I don't squat heavy anymore or anything like that.
Public record, he's lying in the report. He broke 3 nails and got sand in his pussy.
I have
That's what happens when you wear chaps.
I have a video of me dunking a 9-foot rim at 330 pounds.
That's impressive because 330. I remember when I feel like at 330, I magnetized to the floor.
It's a 9-foot rim. You barely need to fucking jump.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, you need to jump to get over a 9-foot rim.
At 330 pounds, he could jump higher than a house. Well, that's only because they're a fucking inanimate object.
At 330, I don't think I could touch the rim on a 10-foot.
If I stretched, okay. So if I stretched, warmed up well, I think I could still touch the rim because I touched last summer. How high is that? Like the football goalpost?
The bottom of it's 10 foot.
Is
the
it
bottom
10
of
foot?
it's 10 foot.
Is that like NFL?
I did that last summer.
NFL.
At 43 years old, 360 pounds, whatever I was, I did that at my son's football field because they said I couldn't.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I've always been able to jump for some reason.
Well, because you got good fast twitch muscles, It's what it's all about, bro.
You know what I think? My parents had me in amateur wrestling before I was even in elementary school. By the time I was 9 years old, I had already had 5 years of wrestling.
Why were you so bad by the time you were 20?
What was that?
Why were you so bad by the time you were 20?
I stopped wrestling, but I won the. What ended up happening?
Are we talking about the Mat Man tournament again?
Well, how about we talk about the tournament before that, which was the Eastern Ontario Championship? So get this.
Hey, hold on. Before you start another rant on something I'm not involved in and doesn't matter in my life at all, I got to go. My wife's about to be home. So I'm going to sign off here, boys. JJ, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you, bud.
Nobody gives 2 fucks. Look, you could just leave the show without trying to say goodbye. Nobody cares.
Roy Baker,
fucking sausages on the back of your head, you fat fucking prick.
I'm
gonna rip your fucking arm off. If you try that King's Move bullshit, I'm gonna hurt you. You're not gonna be lifting any more weights. I like doing that to people. Okay, so back to Mat Man.
Well,
fuck that guy. I like talking about wrestling.
I was just gonna say how, like, from grade 4 to grade 11, I didn't do any wrestling because I got into team sports when I was in grade 4 and I moved. The only team available was the high school team. I thought I made it comfortably, and the coach told my dad that nobody liked me.
Team sports, the ultimate sign of the beta.
Sports. I went to team sports after that. And then I met Mr. Yantha, and he brought me with like 5
I still can't understand this whole, why would anybody ever go from one-on-one combat sports into a team sport scenario? When you lose at one-on-one sports, it's on you, right? You walk away from that knowing that either that dude's just physically superior to you or he put in more work. So you have the choice then. You can start putting in the work or believe that there's just human beings that are better than you.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
and knowing you and you're retarded, there's no way that would have happened. So you would have been forced into working harder. It sounds like you were lazy at a young age and you said, let's go into team sports. So if I lose, I could say, well, I'm not the worst player on the team. It's that kid's fault.
Well, that's not the case. The quick case, it wasn't available to me. They literally said
my story's way better.
Yeah, okay, well, then we'll go with that one.
Right.
Just like your story where I was gonna arm wrestle the world championships the next day after Shaq. Just like that one. That was a believable one too. Like I wasn't arm wrestling Devin all day that day either. That didn't happen.
Was it active WAL?
No, it was that was in Atlanta. The Shaq thing. The fucking tournament you're talking about, it was in Vegas. Like complete other ends of the country.
So were you guys there in Atlanta for like the Northern qualifiers?
Nothing. It was
Canada got put into the Southerns or something.
No, we did a gig for John Cena, a Make-A-Wish Foundation thing. So we arm wrestled
Did you actually get to meet John Cena?
No. And his face is
Fucking
on.
never. You know what? That's the thing. See, Ian tells these fucking intricate little fucking lies that you can never catch him in. Well, do you have a picture of you and John Cena? And there's a picture of you just standing there.
Nobody sees John Cena.
Bullshit.
But
yeah, you can't see him.
Look at the video of Devin and I arm wrestling for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Literally, John Cena's face is the thumbnail. So I don't know what he's talking about. Whatever.
Okay, so yeah, but you weren't there.
What?
Or he wasn't there.
No,
Look,
he wasn't.
You can't see him. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Were you on fucking glue? A little touch of the tism?
He might have been there, but since he's Cena, we couldn't see him.
So this might be one of those Mandela fucking things, but I explicitly remember you guys being down there for a tournament and then doing that.
Nope.
And I was like, why the fuck are they arm wrestling with Shaq with each other, and they're actually getting at it? And like when Shaq put that second arm up and Devin comes right at it, like you could see Devin got excited, but he was going to get to beat Shaq using both arms, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck are these guys doing when they're down there for an event? So either
it was just a publicity.
Shut
PR
up,
thing.
Roy. I'm coming up with a new fucking theory now. It's either Mandela effect, where I remember something correctly and the world has changed since then and it's no longer the real thing, or they were on like a fucking NDA bullshit and weren't allowed to tell us about it, and it just got aired the day before they were in Vegas for that event.
No. Wow.
Yeah, buddy, that's it.
Wow, it's got to be something, because I'm telling you, there was me, LaBelle, Alan Ford. There's a few of us sitting in my basement watching the fucking stream, and we see this shit coming on. It's like, what the fuck? Like, they're there to arm wrestle. Why would they be fucking using their arms like that before?
So Atlanta was the area, like that studio TNT where they do the basketball thing. That was the season finale finals at the 406. Remember, they used that. They used that location, but that wasn't until the following September. So we were there like in August or like June, July, and that was the.
So 2 months later, they actually fucking post this shit, and I just hadn't heard about it.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I know that it was posted that evening because I was in a diner in Atlanta and I was sitting there and everybody was there and they were like, "Oh, arm wrestling and stuff." I'm like, "Who's that guy?" I don't know. I'm like, they're so fucking stupid. I'm like, "You sure you've never seen that guy before?" And they're all like, "No, man, I've never seen him before." You mean the tall guy? I'm like, "No, the fat guy with the beard there. That guy. You never seen him before? Are you sure?" And they're like,
with Shaq?
They're like, "Oh, that's you." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I'm here." Yeah.
Man, you must have felt so fucking cool.
I did. Yeah, fuck.
Oh.
To be fair, to be honest, felt pretty cool for a little while there after that. It was nice. Not gonna lie.
Okay, most of those things are wildly inappropriate, so I won't say those. JJ.
Yeah.
Keep being quiet. You're far more entertaining this way. Ian, do you remember going? I'm going to talk about pro wrestling again because Brandon Allen's gone and nobody liked that fucking faggot anyways. Roy Baker stays quiet whenever we talk about wrestling, so win. When your uncle and your mother were inducted into the Hall of Fame, you went to New York to accept that shit, right?
Yeah, a place called Amsterdam. You know what, JJ?
Yeah.
Do they have hoops in Amsterdam?
They used to have the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame there, but now I think they moved it to Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would have been kind of cool to go to Dallas, but whatever.
Well, fucking, it should be like right next to fucking MSG, but whatever. Okay, so this may be another one of those things where Could be the Mandela effect. I could have been lied to.
I know what you're
going
to say.
And remember things incorrectly.
I know what you're going to say.
You know, some people say things differently. You say tomato, I say fuck you, like whatever. It's all close. Now, was there a time where you were approached when you were down there about you becoming the new fucking mad dog to be the new age Vashos?
Yeah, that's true.
Did you tell them you should be the butcher and show them a video of me doing a mad dog impression?
Sorry.
And then fucking call me and say, you got to come and go to this fucking WWE training camp with me so we can be the new age fucking Vashos.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you out of your goddamn mind? I am 34 years old, halfway fucking crippled. I've got no fucking spine. I can barely walk. And you want me to go start pro wrestling now?
Yeah. Well, I forget his name, but it was something Cowboy, something. He owned a wrestling school on a ranch or something like that. And I said, well, I know that I look like the butcher, but my friend was literally called Mad Dog growing up because of how much he looks like Mad Dog. And that was Evan, you know?
Was it Cowboy Ron Bass? Was it Ron Bass?
Are you in front of your computer?
Yeah.
If you go on my Facebook and go through the photos, you could see it. I think he's wearing a cowboy hat. We're just sort of standing there. I'm wearing black shorts and a black t-shirt, and we're about roughly the same height. Yeah, it might take you a while but we're just standing in the street or something like that. And I kind of have my hands out like this for some reason. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna look.
I forget his name. But yeah, he definitely was interested in training me. He said he'd fly me out there and everything. He said that I had the look and the size, I guess.
I'm looking. Oh, I just saw a picture of you and Beer Man and some other guy sitting at a bar.
Man. It's because the three of us kept getting mistaken for each other around town, and I put in caption, I said, see, we are three different people.
Oh, it's you and Jonathan Laba and Beer Man. And
okay. No,
2018.
Yeah, that would have been New York, I think. New York City.
It's a picture of people that playing football.
It's a while. It would have been 2015, right? So it's a while.
Yeah, I'm all the way back to 2017 now. There's you and John Mill and fucking Sean Latimer looks like something that came out from under a fucking bridge to terrorize the villagers.
Where Sean?
God damn.
So it's Sean, John, and myself in the picture?
Yes.
That's right outside of Wrigley Field in Chicago, right?
Yeah. You're in front of the sign. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, JJ, what did you do prior to, what was your hobby before arm wrestling?
Well, I've been a mechanic. I've had an automotive shop, and I build and fix hot rods and cars. So I've been a mechanic. I've also worked in a couple factory jobs and been manager and stuff like that. But basically, since I was a teenager, I've been a mechanic, and I still have a shop with lifts and a bunch of cars that I work on and stuff.
That's what your job was. I asked what your hobby was. Like right now, arm wrestling isn't your job; it's your hobby.
Yeah,
play hockey.
Hot rods, fixing cars. That's my hobby. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
you gave up hot rods for arm wrestling.
Well, you get to a certain age.
Arm wrestling definitely makes you more money. Well, hot rods cost you a lot of money, but arm wrestling makes you a lot of money. Also gets you a lot of pussy. So I get why you would switch. Look, if you actually make it to the level of pro, which you probably won't, JJ.
Yeah, probably not.
Not your fault. Ian talks highly of you, so I don't believe any of it. So, but if you ever reach the level of a pro, or maybe it's just this fucking awesome beard, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I gotta turn pussy down nonstop. Like it's tough. it's tough. You know, Roy will never have to deal with that. Because fucking look at him, fucking nerd wears glasses. Fuck's sake. Anyways, Roy, if you could do me a favor, next time you're talking with Uncle John, because you were on the show when I told the story about the offer to go down to do the pro wrestling camp to be one of the new age Vashals as the new Butch, as the new Mad Dog. You could tell him, story verified, eat my dick, fucker.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just got to a picture of you, Grippler. I'm assuming y'all are dunking a kid in a church in a thing of water.
Oh,
that would be my youngest son's baptism.
That's
Ian is his godfather, because Ian is definitely the right person to teach the child the way of the Lord.
Definitely.
I'm trying.
You know what?
He's a good person.
At that time, Ian was like living with me for a few years. Like, well, I mean, he still lived on base, but living in the shacks is no place to be when you're on your way out of the army. You're right. That's party time for a guy on his way in. For a guy on the way out, not so much. So he more or less lived with me. And, you know, we were pretty close.
I wasn't a drinker either, JJ, until I met Evan.
Yeah, well, you became one real quick, even though you never got good at it. You just did it every day.
Bad influence.
He sat down on the couch next to me and he's like, "Are we not drinking beer tonight?" I said, "Probably not. No, why?" He's like, "Well, fuck. I just like being drunk all the time now." I'm like, you got a problem, dude. You need to relax. I had to tell this dude to fucking settle down. One time I actually convinced Ian after work on a Friday, I was like, you know what? That's it. Fuck it. Tonight, we're getting irresponsibly blackout drunk. Ian, being the good friend that he is, said, fuck it. Let's do it. I'm with you. But he's an overachiever with no alcohol tolerance, right? The first time I ever drank with him at all, he had 2 of these things they called rockets. We got 2 free drinks at the end of every night when we were bouncing. He only ever had 1 at most. This night we convinced him to have the second one. So basically it's a half and half mix of a Coors Light and a Smirnoff Ice. The 2 most feminine fucking things you could ever have. And he pours them together. Trust me, the full fag comes right out when you get 2 of those into him. But at 350 pounds, we drive from the bar back to my house. It's a 15, 20-minute drive. And he's fucking 2-stepping sideways right across my fucking lawn. Absolutely obliterated from 2. We tried to get his tolerances up. He was able to get 8, 9 drinks into him and still stay upright at this point. And I said, we are getting blackout, irresponsibly drunk tonight. Let's go. He said, fuck it. I'm in. Let's do it. Yeah. You ever see the TV show, what was it called?
All this.
Jokers?
Practical Jokers?
Yeah, you ever see that?
Yeah, a little bit,
yeah.
Maybe.
The one dude, it's a bunch of dudes from like Boston that fucking just do stupid shit. Fucking, you know, like they have an earpiece and they're doing these weird things in public, and like the other guys are telling them what they have to say, and they have to say it, right? There was this one dude with a big nose, and he had to keep putting his nose on people. So this night, Ian gets fucking blackout drunk, and we take him down to the bar. We convince him to start nosing like everybody in the fucking bar. Anytime one of us would like chicken wing him and give a point, he'd have to go over and put his nose on them. At first, he's like trying to like brush them on the way by, and by the end of the night, he's just walking right over to their face, just poking with his fucking nose.
Ian, do you remember this?
I remember going to
No,
the
he
bar.
won't remember fucking any of this. At one point, I had to go over and check on him because he's leaning up against the wall. Now, his feet are like 4 feet away from the wall. This is a fucking severe lean. I'm like, Ian, what are you doing? He's like, I think the wall's falling over. I'm holding it up, man. That is a big fucking dude to try to carry home. I'll tell you that.
You know what's funny? There was bouncers there, and I'm like,
why are they not throwing me out right now?
Why am I not being thrown out? Like they never even. They just
because you weren't causing a problem.
Doesn't matter. You are not allowed to serve somebody to the point of over intoxication. Ian and I met bouncing. We all know the rules. if there is somebody that fucking drunk, visibly that
Yeah.
drunk,
Yeah, you're
he's
supposed to
like
go.
not even on a 45, like he's slanted the fuck out holding this wall up. He is definitely way too fucking hammered to be at a fucking bar, right? They should have been escorting him out, and they just did not, right?
Well,
You
they thought they were
couldn't
going to have to
figure out why.
carry his big ass.
Somebody had to carry him.
Yeah.
I don't know how
the
I got-
real reason is because of the legend of Evan. We don't get thrown out of bars. At every bar we go to around here, well, especially back then, there was always a rule. Only Burgoynes throw out Burgoynes. That's it, right? You do not come grab onto one of us, especially if there was more of us. You go talk to the reasonable one and try to get him to remove the rest. That's just how you do it.
But there was one guy that broke that rule.
So that was before the rule was actually made.
Oh,
When
okay.
you broke that rule, I was like, I remember the night. That would have been June 2004.
Oh my
It
God.
wasn't even. So I only know this because that's when I started dating that girl, and it was her ex-boyfriend that got in my face on the dance floor. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You are like 170 fucking pounds. Are you? I mean, I appreciate you bringing this offer to me that you want to fight, but are you serious? Like, it's Christmas in fucking June. And just out of nowhere, all of a sudden, I'm in the fucking air. I'm like, what the fuck? This fucking gorilla is carrying me. I guess I'm leaving. I mean, I'm not real big, but I'm not small. I'm 6 foot. I was probably 220, you know? And all of a sudden, I'm just over this fucking big bald gorilla's fucking shoulder. Okay. Now, I never gave the bouncers a hard time, generally, unless they.
You were warned. You were warned, Evan. You were warned before we did that. And Mikey List said he's
No, you were warned to watch me, and if there's anything, God, because I started problems. Look, I was permanently on a warning there. I was in a problem every fucking Friday night. I got banned for life 3 fucking times in the same year. Do the math, right? Like I was permanently on a warning there. I was in a fist fight at least 1, 2, or 3 or more every fucking Friday night at that bar. I mean, it was the local hug and slug. You go there to fuck or to fight, and nobody had Ian's sister there. So guess what I was doing, right? I got thrown out all the time. I didn't like wait. So here's the thing. I'm a fucking pussy. Like I'm a coward. I'm terrified. I hate it. If somebody approaches and says, let's go, you want to go out to the road? To me, that says that guy wants to hurt me. And I don't like that awkward walk through the bar, out to the road, stand there, square off, wait for everybody to get around. You get nervous, the butterflies in your stomach, they make you fucking sick. I fucking hate it. When that dude says, you want to fucking go, I just fucking hit him. It's way easier. Let's get this started right now. Now we're in the thick of things. Now things are fun. I don't have to deal with all these nerves and butterflies. Fuck it. Right? So I got thrown out of the bar a lot for fighting inside of the bar instead of just going out. Now, I never gave the bouncers a hard time because I did the job bouncing at other bars, right? I understand most bouncers are there to fucking earn few extra bucks, buy some diapers for their kids. Most of them aren't bad guys looking to be fucking cunts. It's a fucking weekend job to make extra money.
But you're missing.
When they tell me it's time to go, I generally just go.
You're missing the funny part of the story, though.
So generally, that's how I do it. Sometimes bouncers are dickheads, and you got to sort them out, but that's not this case. Ian was told by the head bouncer, Mike, the cunt Lisk.
He's not a cunt. He's not good.
Yes, he fucking is. Look, Ian, you know that guy way too fucking well to say he's not a cunt. He's absolutely a cunt. I love the guy to death, but if he was sitting right next to me and I looked over at him and said, Mike, are you a cunt? He'd be like, yeah, I am. Guaranteed.
All right. He's a good dude. So
anyway. Look, I wouldn't say it behind his back if I wouldn't say it in front of his fucking face. Here's the thing. Mike tells Ian, Mike really didn't like me because he's a bouncer. I cause him problems. Whatever.
Yeah, you make his
He
job
tells
harder.
Ian, watch
Fucking
this guy
retard.
in the fucking black tank top. If he does anything out and hard, right? Ian was instructed not to be nice while removing me. So this guy kind of gets in my face. I'm like, oh yeah, motherfucker. I give him a shove back. I'm real excited about this one. And all of a sudden I'm in the air. I'm over this fucking big bald gorilla's shoulder and I'm floating through the bar. I'm like, okay, it's just security right there, upside down. I guess I'm leaving. So I kind of like, I'm not being carried over his shoulder like a fucking sack of potatoes. I arch my back up. I'm going to be a goddamn man about getting carried up. And I'm like, letting my buddies know. I'm like, hey, man, I guess we'll see you back at the house. Apparently, I got to go. And as we walk out the door, him being 6'1", his shoulders are up, 4.5 feet, whatever. Well, his head's big, but it's not tall. So maybe 5 feet to shoulders, right? And then that's my waistline, and I'm all upper body. So I got another 4 feet there. Like, my head is above the 8-foot threshold of a goddamn doorway.
Yeah.
When he walks through that door with me, back of the head, snap. Oh, fuck, you big cunt. It was kind of not nice of him. He's lucky I didn't beat his ass that night.
I felt bad.
No, you didn't. I felt
did.
bad because I got hit in the fucking back of the head with a goddamn building, Ian.
That was
Who hit somebody with a building, you fuck?
that wasn't my intention, but it was in hindsight. In hindsight, it's pretty funny actually.
I wasn't even mad about it. Like, I get it. If I wasn't fucking arched up being a fucking show off, I wouldn't have fucking had to deal with it.
Right.
But then his brother comes up to me, and his brother's not an attractive man. Okay, he's all scarred up, and he's a fighter if I've ever saw one. And he comes up to me, and
years later between these points,
he's looking at me, right? And I'm like, what can I do for you? We're outside. He's like, what would you do if I punched you right in the face? That's what he asked. I said, I'd fuck you up.
So Roy got to meet the Duckfoot in Gatineau.
I go, well, I'd fuck you up. He's like, okay, just checking. He was literally checking because I think if I would have gave him a weak answer, he would have did it.
I don't think he would have done it, but the questions would have gotten a lot more in depth. Thinking, what if I fucking jerked you off and smelled your dick right now? He will ask people shit like that. He does it all the time. Right? Yeah. He's a fucking yahoo. And the problem is, a lot of that is my fault because I did such stupid shit when I was younger. And he hears these stories and thinks they're hilarious. And now he ends up as a grown man. And when something pops into his head, there's no fucking filter. He doesn't think, hey, maybe I shouldn't do that. It's just, holy fuck, this is funny. I have to do it. Right?
You're a bad influence, Spearman.
I ever tell you about the time that I had to have an altercation with a bouncer in Kingston because he was a dickhead while removing me from the bar when I was being ever so polite?
Yeah, I think so. I don't exactly remember the details.
And then 2 weeks later, long story short, I can tell the longer version. Don't worry, it'll be on the members only section. Shut up, Roy. So 2 weeks after that, my brother is in Kingston because he gets posted there. He's in the army. He's like, fuck, I just got to Kingston. What are you doing? I'm like, well, I'm in Kingston. He's like, well, fuck it, let's go drink. So we went out, blah, blah, blah. And we went to one bar. We ended up back at that bar, and that bouncer was working the door. That's his own thing. But we went to the big bar in Kingston, and there was like nobody there. So we walked in. There's like 3 dudes sitting in there. I'm like, well, I'm not sitting here drinking with those 3 fucking dudes. I called them a bunch of fucking homos, and we left. We walked out, and we had a smoke out in front of the bar, and it was just the 2 bouncers. And you could tell the one guy was like the head bouncer. He was the guy that's been around for a while, didn't really give too many fucks. And the other guy was very fucking new, right? You could tell, like, he just didn't quite know what he should be doing. Like, he's looking around all nervously the whole time. I thought it was funny. So I kind of walk over to him like, hey, man, you're new here, aren't you? He's like, yeah, how could you tell? Are you a regular? No, it's first time I've ever fucking been to this bar, but I could just tell that, you look nervous. I'm betting it's actually your first night working at this bar. He's like, yeah, Yeah, it is. I'm like, so you would have no idea what to do in a lot of situations. Like, say some big, drunk, bald, bearded dude starts humping your leg. What would you do about it? Trick question. Hop down and hump his fucking knee like a chihuahua. And I kept this humping up for probably 35, 40 seconds. Like, it was a good long while. And he wasn't even trying to shake me off. Like, he just had no idea what to do. He just kept looking over at the head bouncer, like, what the fuck?
Like 10 times longer than when you actually have sex.
No, fuck. Jesus. My sex lasts way too long. Nobody's got time to have fucking Dr. Phil humping around on them for that long. It,
Dr. Phil.
oh, fuck. I've actually had her put a phone on her face with a screen mirror thing so I could see what she sees when we have sex. And I actually became celibate after seeing that.
Who are you? Who were you bothering as a bouncer? Who were you doing this thing?
I wasn't bouncing. It was one of the bouncers at Stages.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah. That was fun.
So you messed with a new guy.
Yeah, and then I just stopped and kind of walked away, and he just sat there looking like the fucking head bouncer was just laughing his fucking head off, like, what the fuck what just happened?
Evan and I used to bounce at this club that was literally like the remake of Roadhouse. Like
it was the hug and slug. Everybody's got a hug and slug in their town, right? It's Friday night, and there's nothing to do. It's fuck or fight, and Ian's sister can't be at every bar around, right?
yeah. She didn't even live there. Anyways, so there was
so what are you gonna do?
Weird dynamic. Okay, so we had a bunch of army people, right? Because the base was closed. We had these people from Renfrew and Pembroke, which were Anglophones, and then we had Shawville, Pontiac, and Chapeau were French speaking. So whenever
Fort Collonge were the cunts that did the fucking. It was Fort Collonge were the cunts that fucking did the door thing. Who put Ratton in the fucking hospital with the brain plates.
Yeah. So anyway, whenever the stars aligned and they all decided to bring groups and come, it was fucking bananas. It was because somebody would hate somebody for something, and it would just go.
And when you've got 4 different groups of people all coming together, you can guarantee Ian's on his knees in the center of the circle. Wishing he had more hands.
How many bouncers were working with you guys? Was it?
We had a good team. We had.
No, we fucking didn't. That was the worst fucking assembly. Okay, so when you're talking, saying you had a good team, you're talking about back in the era where I was getting thrown out of the bar, not when I was doing the throwing out of that bar. Yes?
Well, when it was like...
So you're talking about you, Duncan, Leclerc.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because the team that I was working with you there, not so good. There was one guy on that crew that I would have liked to have had more of. And then everybody else was fucking bums.
Do you guys have like earpieces to talk to each other and shit?
Fuck no. This is a small shithole town, and you can see across the bar. We don't need it. The problem is, you know what?
Casino too.
Okay, so the only bouncer on that crew that I would have said I would like to have multiple of them was me. We had you, who I was A-okay with working with. The only other bouncer on that crew that I would have taken full-time working on an actual bouncer crew, like if I'm trying to keep myself and the bar safe, right? Like do my actual job.
Yeah.
Alan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. Alan fucking Ford.
What was that? That was Alan, you, me. Who else did we have?
Adam.
Your brother Adam?
Yep.
Yeah, and didn't we have Adam Harvey as well?
No, Joe Ratton. He lasted until he got his head kicked in and needed all the steel plates put in.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy Linton, who was like 5'6" and 160 pounds. Yeah, that was fun. The only thing he did the whole time I was bouncing there was carry Joe in when he got his head kicked in while we had to go out and deal with it.
He could handle this.
No, I like Jeremy, but he's not a big dude. But the only thing I'd ever seen him do that's actually memory worthy in bouncing was carry Joe in, and somebody needed to fucking do it. I don't think there was ever another like fight breaking out scenario that Jeremy was involved in that I can remember. So we had Greg Knapp.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What's wrong?
total
He's good.
bitch. I would never ever volunteer to work with that guy in a serious scenario. Who's his fucking buddy, the blonde one? Tony.
Laganero?
Yeah, he was a fucking dickhead.
Tony's awesome. He's fucking good.
Oh, he was a fucking cunt. Not a good bouncer, not even extremely effective in a fighting scenario. Plus, he was more likely to start a fight than he was to help you.
No, he's
So,
he's a good fighter. He's
he's not.
okay if you say
Dude,
so.
I watched him throw 13 punches and miss every one of them while his buddies are getting beat the fuck out of. No. Terrible fucking bouncer, terrible fucking fighter. And he was sober against
I
drunk
don't
dudes.
know how.
Fuck that guy.
I don't know how he had the time to watch what everybody else was doing when we're in the scuffle. I can't remember if I'm dealing with people, whatever. I'm worried about what I'm fucking doing. You know what I mean? This guy.
Here's the thing. You've got this ADHD thing,
but everybody else is
you've got no idea what the fuck's going on. You get caught in one little bubble, and I'm a professional doing my fucking job. I got to work out. I got to look out for the bar staff, then myself, and the bar staff includes the other bouncers, then myself, then the patrons, then the bar property, right? I've got a priority list of what I've got to take care of. And I do my fucking job, right? I pay attention to all this shit. Look, I can fight drunk fucking dudes all goddamn day while watching what's going on over there still. It's not that big of a deal. They're fucking drunk.
Yeah, I wasn't really fighting them, though. I was separating them. If they're fighting me.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Tony was. And who's the other fucking dickhead? Oh, man, he was a real cocksucker. He was definitely there to hurt people.
Oh, I think
Sean.
The artillery guy, right? The artillery
Sean.
guy? Oh, he got into arm wrestling for a bit? Bauer?
No, not Brower. Brower was a great dude.
Yeah.
No, McGrattan, no. McFadden?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, well.
5'10", 5'11", bald head, real jack, but he worked at Shots and everywhere else too. But he was there to fight. He was not there to make money. He was there to cause fucking problems. He liked hurting people.
He should never been a bouncer.
No.
Total opposite of what he's supposed to de-escalate stuff.
Yeah.
So the main bouncer back whenever Ian was bouncing and he had to throw me out, the guy that told him, hey, you see that fucking dickhead do anything, you throw him out hard. That guy, Mike Bliss, giant cunt. I like the guy. Definitely a cunt.
He's an awesome guy.
Am I an awesome guy?
Yeah. Yeah, you're on the awesome sort of.
Yeah.
Ian.
He couldn't say that really loud, Beer Man.
Oh, that's bullshit. Okay, so that's Ian trying to play along. We're all doing a show. He's trying to look cool. Look, if Ian needed fucking anything, he would not hesitate to call me because he knows I would give him the shirt off my back and another one out of the drawer, help him sew them together so they actually fit him. Right? I would do that for him.
Literally, half of Evan's wardrobe is literally my clothes. So just remember that.
Yeah, because they don't fit you anymore.
Yeah, I just donate them to Evan.
I'm still wearing shoes from that fucking day.
JJ, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I'm very curious ever since you said it.
Yeah.
Is it a religious reason why you don't drink, or is it just something that happened and you were like, you know what, alcohol?
No, it
never tried it.
Nope, it was no religious crazy reason. Just, when I was in high school,
did you have a drunk dad?
And into sports and that, I just stayed working out and didn't want to ruin any chances to play sports
that was me
at a higher level.
And
I had never got into it after that. So
never had a beer, never had a drinker or something.
What's that?
You have a parent that was a drinker?
Nope.
Really?
Yeah. That was kind of like me too. And then I joined the Army. It's kind of hard to avoid.
Oh fuck, dude! You didn't drink because after 2 fucking pints, you were fucking white girl wasted, and it was embarrassing. I wouldn't have fucking drank either if I got that fucking drunk that quick.
He said that after 2 pints, I was white girl wasted.
Fucking out there doing the Jersey Turnpike on everybody you saw after a fucking beer and a half.
Don't worry. Andrea said, "Don't worry, nothing's changed." Apparently, I'm still lightweight.
Oh no, we had him up to like 10 beers. Like I watched him drink a dozen one night. Most of them came back out. He drank 8 shots of fucking whiskey one night, and he got blackout drunk. And he ate an entire fucking so I don't know what the conversion is here, but like 3 liters of fucking moose chili that I made. And I like spicy, and he doesn't. And he was so drunk, he didn't realize that all this moose chili was fucking spicy. And he gave birth to a fucking alien baby that was fucking made of lava the next day.
Yeah. I passed out.
I don't know if he's going to be happy with me about telling this story. Probably not, but whatever.
Hold on, out of his ass or out of his mouth?
He called me from laying on the bathroom floor up on base when he was working in the Army. And he's like, I don't know if I should call you or an ambulance. So I called you first. Should I call an ambulance? I'm like, wait, what the fuck's going on? I'm laying on the bathroom floor. I took a shit that burnt so bad I passed out and woke up on the floor. I'm like, you should probably wipe your ass and try to get up. And if you can't get up, then you should call an ambulance.
There was a golf ball size white, like hard looking fucking ball that I passed.
So he's not good at spicy. He's not good at booze, and his stomach's not used to moose meat. It's basically this conglomerate of all these things that his stomach is not prepared to deal with. Turned his belly into a clam, and he shit out a pearl.
I mean, there had to be a golf ball in the chili or something.
It was a Benoit ball that had gotten lodged.
Well, I'm fucking redneck as fuck. We use golf balls for seasoning.
Yeah, so I figured.
That is why you have a bidet, because if you had a bidet and you could have got on cold water and irrigated your asshole right after that hot shit, you'd have been a lot better off. Because nobody
passed out while taking the shit. Now,
yeah,
he would not answer when I asked him. So when you passed out and you fell off the toilet, were you done shitting or were you still shitting all over the floor and stuff? And he just like, I don't know if I should call an ambulance. I'm like, okay, he shit on the floor. I never bothered asking him, and I'm pretty sure he'll lie at this point. I'm pretty sure he shit on the floor too.
All I know is I couldn't fucking believe it. I thought it was gonna, because at first it was like one of those hard, like, man, I'm constipated. Man, I'm fuck. And then when it was coming, I was like, oh, I don't want this to come now because it's hurting me. And then it fucking was too late. It went, and it was the pain just fucking.
Oh my god!
You felt like you were launching a hot jet of sulfuric acid
I was like,
out of your
whatever
penis.
this isn't right. I'm like, whatever this is not right. And then fucking, and I was pushing, and then I was like, okay, no, I don't want this to happen right now. And then it's like, fuck you. And then it happened, and I was
You had that feeling like somebody was twisting a knife in your guts, didn't you?
Oh, well, I remember holding the sides of the toilet or the walls like this, and I'm like, oh my god, I was sweating. I'm like, I'm gonna die on this shitter like Elvis. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die.
My god. Oh my god.
Man,
Do you eat fried banana sandwiches?
No, man. I
not orally.
My woman's Jamaican, so a lot of the foods that she makes are pretty spicy, and I like it, but down a bit for me, so that I don't.
So you
if you're not used to moose meat, man, it's not like other venison. It is really hard on your guts, like it is. If you're not used to that, you'll get the shits. And the problem is I'm really good at fucking cooking it. Beer ham, thank you. I'm really good at cooking it. It's just fucking delicious. But you will overindulge yourself because of the flavor, not knowing how bad tomorrow could possibly hurt you. Like, I got a buddy, I'm not going to say his name, but he hands me beers a lot on the show. His kid doesn't have the strongest guts, right? Like, I mean, this is a see-through ginger. And when I start cooking up this moose meat feast, that kid is like, holy shit, you are way better at cooking than everybody else I know. And I want to eat all of this food. He ate his body weight in moose meat. Not a good fucking idea for a first timer. That poor kid shit his pants like 8 fucking times the next day.
Yep.
You just threw yourself under the bus. I wasn't telling him it was you.
Oh. Oh, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, well, maybe your kid will when he grows up and this shit. I'm going to be famous as fuck by the time he's an adult. Everybody's going to know that that's the kid we're talking about. Oh, you fucked him.
Sounds like it is problem.
I'd rather be famous for shitting myself 8 times in a day than not famous at all.
Okay, shifting gears. Let's talk about arm wrestling. Grippler,
What?
tell
I
me
do
why.
not like this idea. That actually sounds like a great time to end the show.
Grippler, tell me why Devin beats Levon this time.
Ooh.
He doesn't.
Why he does?
He doesn't.
Well, to be fair, I think it really has more to do with where Levon comes in. You know what I mean, and how healthy he is.
You think Levon would possibly come back to go against Devin, seeing what Devin's been doing? He watched what Devin did to Hermes after the match that he had with Hermes. He knows goddamn well the level that Devin came back to or got to after their first match. You think he would ever consider showing up to a match with Devin not prepared to do that? If you do, that is a serious insult to Levon's intelligence.
No, but can I tell you, I also believe that, and people can laugh at me all they want, but I also believe that had Devin not blown his bicep, that Levon was in for a long evening of all of Devin's antics, and that could have been Devin could have won. I really believe that. So who knows? Who knows? Because I know that Devin is going to be smarter this time. He's going to get his IVs in. He's going to be hydrated. Not those things that happened to him in the first match are not going to happen to him. And if Levon is, and I mean, I know this has been said multiple times, but if he is not at least where he was, Devin is much higher than he was. So
yeah.
So
this is his first ready go after a wrist injury.
Shut up,
too.
Roy. You ask a question, you don't get to answer your own goddamn question. Here's the thing. Levon is the pinnacle that arm wrestling has ever seen, yes?
I would agree, yeah.
Yeah.
JJ, shut up, Roy. JJ?
Yeah, I think from what
I don't want long form answers. You've been arm wrestling for a year. I care about your opinion about as much as I do Roy's. I barely want to listen to Ian talk for fucking longer than 6 seconds straight. Levon he fucking was my original coach, so I let him talk a little bit. I think
Levon's too much. Levon's too much for that.
We all agreed Levon is the pinnacle that the sport has reached. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and we'll never know. The first match with Devin and Levon, me and the boys, we were all watching it live, and when he got a hard stop in round 1, none of us believed that was part of the game plan to even get a hard stop in round 1. It was to fight, set up, fight, and probably get blasted.
Yeah.
Round 2, fight. Slow it down. Make it a little better. Round 3, fight. If we get a hard stop, we could either still lose that round or get the win. If we get the win in round 3, wrap it up.
Yeah.
If not, but the hard stop leads us to believe the game plan could still actually fucking work. Round 4, Devin gets the hard stop, gains position from it, bleeds him even worse, wins that round, and then sails through 5 and 6. Right?
Yeah.
Now, this is not Devin's game plan. He wants to win round 1 comfortably. But it's not realistic, right? But that's got to be the goal. You train with that as the goal in the game plan. And then you got the backup. And always fight to your strengths.
Don't you train to win the match
Round
overall?
1, he got a hard stop.
Yeah. That close to the pad, but still.
Doesn't matter how close. I mean, that is 2 rounds fucking earlier than we were supposed to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And that, look, I was betting against Devin in that first round. I was cheering for him, but I was betting against, right? The hard stop in round 1 being 2 rounds early for my hopefulness. So when he got that hard stop, and when Devin walked around that table and told Levon, you know I'm beating you, right? He meant it.
Yeah.
And I believe Levon believed it when he said it. When they set up round 2, here's where we don't know. Did Levon make an adjustment that allowed him to drive through Devin's fucking bicep so hard that Devin's bicep couldn't hold? Or is it just one of those things that just fucking happened? Because if there's an adjustment by Levon to fucking drill Devin that caused that fucking smash, you got to give the credit to Levon, and injuring somebody in that fashion is not an accident.
I think what is more likely is that he did
the same way Devin tried to hang it out and his bicep just didn't hold anymore. But if his bicep would have held like it did in the first, it was a full stop. Devin wins the match now. We don't know. We'll never fucking know. But Levon being the pinnacle, I would lean towards, he made an adjustment that made second round easier. Thus, he hurt Devin, not Devin got hurt.
I think it's more likely that like 80+% of the damage was done to Devin's shit in the first round when he was so stretched out. And then it just, that last little bit went the second round.
That might be.
It's hard to say that because it's a partial tear, right? How do you do 80% of the damage for a partial tear, right? We all saw it happen and him fucking with his arm the whole time after that. Immediately, everybody knew something happened and we knew when it happened. Yeah. And it was high in the second round.
I actually think Dev's going to win. I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do. I actually think he's going to win. I think there's something, all these little battles that he's been beating Levon in, these little psychological battles, and Levon putting the belt on Devin.
Levon has one new thing that he didn't have against Devin last time. He knows he can run through him.
Well,
and he didn't know. He was buying into Devin's shit.
That's going to work against him, and I'll tell you why. Because if that's an expectation, that knowing, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, this is a different guy. He probably knew he was going to go through Hermes too, and then what the fuck, right? So
I can't see it actually working well with Levon. That I know I'm going to run through you, and if it doesn't work, I'm fucked, right? Because we all already know. If he doesn't run through Devin, he's fucked. He's not going to win the long game. He has to run through him. So knowing he's going to run through Devin can only be a positive for him. There's no way it's a negative, because if he doesn't, he's fucked either way. Right? There's no way that, oh no, I can't run through him. Now I'm in trouble. Well, so, yeah, motherfucker, you are in trouble. It does not matter where your psyche is for that.
Evan, this is why he's going to win. Because we know that Levon won't win the endurance game, and there's no way that this match won't be an endurance game. Devin will not allow it. It will be.
I would hope that Levon, just as a fan of arm wrestling, look, I want Devin to win. Don't get me wrong. I do want that. But how can you possibly think that Levon hasn't learned any of this? He should not be willing to engage in any setup tomfuckery.
That's
right?
True.
He puts his hand down. Devin starts squeezing on it. Pull away. Like, look, I'm not doing this. Right now, I am fucking levels below, and that is in the plural. And for my own sake, I'm not going to say how many goddamn levels, but levels below that. And I almost beat Devin in a tournament by playing to the refs that I am not trying to fuck around with the world champion known for his endurance. If I've got any chance of winning anything, doing anything, I need you to close our hands, say go, and let's get my fucking moving. I do not want to fuck around with this. And I got Devin on fucking a foul and a half. He was on one foul one morning. I almost won a goddamn match against him in an actual competition by refusing to play into that game and imploring the refs to do their goddamn job. Right? Now, if you got a guy at my level that can get to there with Devin, and he's not fucking around anywhere near as hard with me as he would be with a guy like Levon, who's a fucking real threat.
Yeah,
like,
but Levon,
I'm telling you that there in itself is a weakness in Devin's
so
game.
High. His ego is so high. He and everyone in his camp is you're gonna crush him. Everyone's in his ear. You're gonna fucking annihilate him.
All right, so that is the first legitimate argument I've heard you make, and I had to feed it to you, so you're welcome. But
no, I think
yes.
my other was great too.
Okay, so
you salty bitch. You salty bitch. I would bitch slap the fuck out of Roy and JJ if they were in front of me right now for you talking like that, Ian.
What?
I think my first point was legit too. I do.
Yeah, it was.
Thank you. Well, Roy's stupid and Ian is slightly better. The last one about Levon's fucking arrogance and his belief being too much, where he fights Devin anyways. And, we've heard Devin say it before. What's special about Levon is he's not a specialist. He's not trying to beat you somewhere. He wants to beat you wherever the fuck you want to go because he is that goddamn dominant, right? Where you want to go there? Fine, I'll beat you there, right? And that's just what he does because he just kills people. But I don't know, man. I can't see Levon coming back from an injury to be better than he was their first time they pulled.
Agree.
I agree.
Is Devin stronger than he was the first time he pulled Levon?
Yes.
Is he?
I think he is.
Where do you have any information that can quantify that?
Well, the way he beat Hermes and Dennis.
Well,
I don't think.
Can I say I get where Evan's going with this because we never really had those as measurables before, right? He never pulled Hermes before, and he never had pulled Dennis, so we don't know if he was capable of doing that anyways.
What I can tell you, and where I do have quantifiable information, is from arm wrestling with Devin previous to those matches. The first time, so you got to understand, I got into arm wrestling late 2012. Like a few days after they cut his right arm off at the elbow, pulled all of these, a cup and a half of bone chips out of his fucking elbow, ranging like to the size of a dime, the size of a quarter. A cup and a half of fucking bone chips out of his elbow, reattached his fucking arm, and sent him home. I showed up 2-3 days later for my very first practice in Ottawa. Even Ian drove me down to it. Devin was fucking bandaged and taped from the wrist to the fucking shoulder, and the bruising was sticking outside of that. And Devin was arm wrestling right-handed.
Which was stupid as hell.
It was 2 or 3 days after the surgery, and I was a fucking young kid. I had just learned about arm wrestling. I had like a little mini practice with my older brother and Ian in his fucking basement once, right? And then there was the one time where I whooped Ian's ass on the bar before that. But then we drive down. So my very first practice, actual arm wrestling, but I've had a week and a half of learning about arm wrestling and watching videos and stuff. So this dude's like a fucking legend. I walk in, when you meet Devin for the first time as an arm wrestling fan, like that new that's, kind of fucking psychotic, that goes all in on things. It was, like he's an impressive person the first time you meet him. You realize that he's a cunt just like everybody else when you know him longer. But that first night when he asked me to arm wrestle, I arm wrestle with him left-handed, and then we switch, we arm wrestle right-handed, And while we're arm wrestling right-handed, he's like, just back pressure, no fucking don't do anything crazy. I just had surgery like 2 days ago. I'm like, okay. He's like, okay, just give me a little more. Like, okay, sorry. Harder. A little more. Harder. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Little more. And I'm like fucking maxing out. He's like, oh, no, that's nice. That's nice. Give me a little more. I'm like, fuck, dude. That's all of it. He's like, oh, that's embarrassing. Fuck you, Devin. Oh, armbar your broken ass fucking elbow, you fuck. Yeah. So I never knew where his right arm was at previous. Like when he was the top dog in the world, I don't know what that felt like. But the whole time through his recovery and when he started competing with it again through the WAL, taking that top spot at 225, getting into the when they started going to the super match format, and he goes up to the supers where he lost to Michael Todd, he was getting ready for Jerry. Like I was a consistent training partner with him through all of that. And he was never so much stronger than me that there was no gauge for me, right? Like, I wasn't close enough to consider winning.
But you felt like you were somewhere.
I could feel that shit when we were trading. Like, there was movement inside of his elbow. I could feel his elbow moving around inside of his elbow. Like,
everybody could.
It wasn't tight. It
would make a noise.
Yeah, right. I mean, all 3 fat chicks that you've paid to have sex with in your life, you know what that's like, where you can just like, right? You know what I'm saying? JJ, you probably have no idea what sex is like. Ian, I know you too well. So when he's arm wrestling with us, you could feel when his elbow starts really fucking healing. And when he got ready for Michael Todd, that was the first time where there was like no give in his elbow. And I was pretty fucking strong when he was getting ready for Michael Todd. And he was the strongest I'd ever felt by far. And then he got ready for Levon. And I lost all grasp of where he's at.
Yeah.
The only thing I could tell you at that point is he's way too fucking strong for me to give you any idea. I got no fucking clue.
That's the truth.
That's something else. But it does seem like he sacrificed a lot of his endurance, turning 50 while gaining that much strength. That's not a 28-year-old Devin's endurance, I'll tell you that.
How old is he now?
He's 10 years older, so 49. He'll turn 50.
No, he'll be 40. He'll be 49 like a week or two after the match, won't he?
Okay.
I think he turns 49 like shortly after the match.
74 or 75?
No, he's 75 because I'm older than him.
75 is 5 years older than me. I thought he was 10 years older than me, not 9.
Yeah, I'm old.
Well, you're 4 years older than me. It's the same fucking math, dickhead.
I was born in January 74.
Anyways, I got no idea. But after that, after the injury, that's when he starts fucking with the stem cell stuff. Now the numbers start changing in his workouts. Now he's fucking turning around and doing high-level matches every month, not needing a 2-month come down after a match and then a 3-month build up. He can pull 10 times a year at a high level, not twice. I don't know.
I'm not supposed to do that.
You would have to think that he's better now than he ever was.
Yeah.
I think he will be his very best ever for that match coming up.
Definitely not his very best for endurance. But even when he became the number 1 in the world, heavily based on his endurance ability, he took the number 1 spot, 6-0 John, and that was strength, also endurance. But he fucking was way ahead in round 1, right?
Well,
he also fucked up everybody that was at that Arm Wars. Like he beat Johan Lindholm, Marcio, Michael Todd.
Yeah.
Like in a row.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
So his endurance was fucking fantastic, but the John thing where he took number 1, he was clearly stronger.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And then when he finally gets that number 1 left and right by beating Andre, he was clearly just in better shape. He was not stronger than Andre that day.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
he got beaten the first round.
He got
That was-
smashed 3 times in a row over the course of 10 minutes of him fucking around.
Yeah, but wasn't the score 5-1?
Yes. Yes.
Did-
So
did-
2 of them were intentional
ever seen
slips
that
just
match?
above the pad that got called slips.
Did you ever see that match, JJ?
Yeah, I saw that match. Yeah.
Andre
If
love
you
Belair?
haven't,
Yeah.
instead of looking up the whole 37-minute video, type in Darth Larrett.
Yeah.
It's a way better version, and it skips the first round of him getting smashed.
Okay.
Just understand what's not shown is him getting smashed.
Yeah.
Hey, but I want to
Nobody
say
wants to watch
something.
that anyways.
I want to say something. The talk of strength and endurance, and as if they're two different things. If you're like that much stronger than another guy, that is
Roy,
endurance.
real quick, shut up. I just wanted to say, even when Devin was winning based off the endurance,
Strength.
he was always the first to say, I will trade any point for point endurance for strength. Abso-fucking-lutely. Right? If I could have anything, it's more fucking strength.
Top end.
Well, if you're fucking strong enough, endurance don't fucking matter. Roy, you will never get tired arm wrestling a 6-year-old. You
Right.
won't.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's not endurance. It's just that I'm so much stronger. So
Right.
it is endurance.
Look, if this was a Georgian 12-year-old, okay, no, 8. A Georgian 8-year-old, a 12-year-old might actually beat Roy because you're a bag of shit. That's
I'm
hot
Georgian.
yoga, you fucking weirdo.
I'm
But-
Georgian.
No, like a real Georgian.
I'm a
That's-
real Georgian, motherfucker.
No, you're an American.
The
I'm talking
South
about
will
Georgian.
rise again, motherfucker. The South shall rise again.
You're an American. I'm talking nationality, not what fucking state you live in, you fucking dumb fuck. See, the Southern fucking Americans are just so goddamn stupid. You can't talk to them.
That's my nationality, motherfucker. I'm from
JJ,
Georgia.
you got to agree with me on this. Like, we're making fun of the South. You guys won.
I love the South.
They got good hospitality.
Hey,
that's for sure.
nobody
Look,
moves-
when we
hey.
did the fucking arm wrestling trivia night, you probably would have done better if you had some fucking northern fucking help.
Nobody moves
You
to the
Southerners
fucking
are
north.
dumb
To
as fuck. Listen.
nobody retires to the north, beer man.
Roy,
Nobody.
if you would arm wrestle a real Georgian that's 8-year-old, they're probably technically perfect at arm wrestling, and you're still going to win. Why? It's not
Strength.
about the level of technique because they are goddamn guaranteed 1,000% better than you technically. Like, you suck dick and fucking pussy when it comes to arm wrestling. Right? And that's not a gay joke. You're allowed to be gay.
Hey, JJ, I'm gonna shut her down, buddies. I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, I got to go soon too.
Oh,
All right.
my God. Well,
Thanks for coming on the show. I hope you learned a lot.
well, don't leave just fucking yet. I'm not done making fun of your fat, stupid fucking face.
All right.